Welcome, everyone, to the banks of the Ohio River, also known as Cincinnati, more specifically TQL Stadium, for the U.S. Open Cup semifinals between FC Cincinnati and Inter Miami. A lot of great storylines going into this one. We'll start off with the biggest one. Leagues Cup champions Inter Miami now trying to eye for a U.S. Open Cup. They're in the semifinals and one away from winning a championship game. As we're on our way from Cincinnati, Inter Miami will be in their all-pink kits, going from right to left. FC Cincinnati in the blue tops and the black shorts, black socks, going from left to right. The biggest story of the day going into this one. Can Lionel Messi lead Inter Miami back to another final? And now, more importantly, against the best team in MLS on paper, FC Cincinnati, with 51 points at the top of the table there, going on the number one seed in the East, against Miami, who on paper is the worst. But as we've seen from Inter Miami, and more specifically Lionel Messi, that can always change. Tata Martino is the visitors' head coach today. So many big points, so many things going forward. As we're out for a throw-in deep in the defensive third, Alvaro Barrial to take this for FC Cincinnati, lofting it up towards Brandon Vasquez, who can't get it, but Lucho Acosta into some space on the left-hand side. He's probably quadruple team taken down there, and our referee today, Joseph Dickerson, will make no reference to it. Ball out on the touchline, throw-in for Miami, which will be on their right-hand side of the pitch. Let's take a look at the formations in this one. FC Cincinnati going with a 5-3-2, which can be transferred into a 3-5-2. Alec Can in goal, Alvaro Barrial, Ian Murphy, Matt Miazga, Nick Hagland, and Santi Arias across the back. Obino Wobodo, Lucho Acosta, and Junior Moreno in the midfield, and Brandon Vasquez and Aaron Bupenza up top. Messi will cut around back in the middle right now for Sergio Busquets. Busquets tries playing it back towards his former Barcelona teammate. It won't work as Brandon Vasquez is taken down for an FC Cincinnati free kick. And let's take a look at Miami's roster now. Drake Callender in goal. They are also going today in a 5-3-2. Jordi Alba, Kamal Miller, Tomas Aviles, Sergei Kritsov, and DeAndre Yedlin across the back. John Mota, Sergio Busquets, and Diego Gomez in the midfield. Leonardo Campana and Lionel Messi up top. Again, the two changes for Inter Miami. Campana up top as José Martinez goes to the bench, and Tomas Aviles will slide in to the center there to provide a 5-back line today rather than the 4 they played in that win against Nashville. FC Cincinnati going with 3 changes. Alec Can in goal for Roman Celentano. Can has been playing all non-MLS matches, so that includes the Leagues Cup. Matt Miazga is sliding back after he was out. Ray Gaddis was playing center back on Sunday when FC Cincinnati fell 3-0 to the Columbus Crew. Santi Arias will now be your right back, almost transferable to a right wing back for FC Cincinnati. Here's Miazga, pivoting it out towards Acosta, who's at the midfield marker on the right-hand side. Now towards Arias. Tries to go 1-2, trying to dash forward as Bupenza cut it off, picked off by Acosta. Backheeled over towards Bupenza, and Moreno with the touch over towards Wobodo in the midfield, about 40 yards out. Now for some space for Moreno. Moreno played into Acosta, edge of the box, shot blocked. Bupenza giving chase. Yedlin tried going for a clearance there, as there was a dangerous collision. FC Cincinnati fans are trying to call for a penalty kick as this happened inside the box, but it looks like the ruling will go towards DeAndre Yedlin and Inter Miami. Looked like a dangerous collision. I don't think it was necessarily meant to happen there. Let's take a look at this replay. Again, first off, it was a good chance by Acosta to just find the right space at the right time. And Bupenza just came up flailing at the end of that. Did not look good. If anything, maybe Yedlin got a chance at Bupenza because it looked like he had a touch of the ball. And now Joseph Dickerson will tell both players on the sides, that is FC Cincinnati and Miami players, to scram away. I think Acosta is trying to argue that there could have been a penalty, and I think rightfully so. He could have had a case there, but as it is right now, a goal kick for Drake Callender, much to the dismay of the orange and blue supporters in the stands. Speaking of which, great crowd today at TQL Stadium. Again, at many of the stadiums Lionel Messi has gone to, there have been many jerseys in his favor, When they played FC Dallas in Frisco, it was about a 50-50 crowd. In Philadelphia, maybe about 80-20. And then in Nashville, it's probably maybe about 75-25, maybe 70-30 in terms of fans supporting Nashville and Miami, or in this case, Lionel Messi. Here at FC Cincinnati, probably more Lionel Messi jerseys, mainly his Argentina jersey, than his one with Inter Miami. Nonetheless, still wearing his signature number 10, as this one is out towards Sergei Christoph, the center back, motoring upfield, now towards Mota. Mota from distance strikes it, but it skips well left of goal. Not troubling for Alec Can, the Cincinnati netminder, and another goal kick here in the 6th minute. Scoreless between Cincinnati and Miami. The winner of this U.S. Open Cup semifinal plays either Houston Dynamo or Real Salt Lake. If Houston wins tonight, then the winner of this match will host the final. If RSL wins, then the winner of this match heads to Salt Lake for the final. Out to Hagelin now. On the right, back in his own part of the pitch. Now he lofted forward towards midfield, out towards Bupenza. Bupenza heads it forward, looking towards Vasquez. That's knocked back by it was Sergei Christoph again. Back the other way for Miami. Mota plays it through for a dashing Yedlin on the right. Yedlin now about 30 yards out, closing towards the flank now. Cut it back towards Mota. Mota plays it towards Busquets again. Takes a touch the other way now with Alba. Alba trying to lift it forward towards Campana, and Miazga will clear it away from the box, bouncing all the way out towards the touchline, where will be collected by Tomas Aviles. One of the changes today for Inter Miami. Now towards Christoph again, and towards the Canadian Kamal Miller. Jordi Alba gets it, now on the left, still in the attacking territory, as they're trying to close in now, about 40 yards out. Trip up in the middle as Busquets went down. Acosta, the closest FC Cincinnati player there. Free kick for Miami. Lucho Acosta, one of the 2 FC Cincinnati players, and one of the 7 players, if you count both Cincinnati and Miami, who are part of me, 7 players. So I was right originally, that are from Argentina. That is including the one and only Lionel Messi. Out towards Barrial, who will flick this forward, looking towards Vasquez on the left, and that one will go out onto the touchline into the TQL Stadium fans out for Miami throw-in. 8th minute of play, still scoreless between FC Cincinnati and Inter Miami. And again, in a game on paper, this is a game on paper that FC Cincinnati should win, yes. And that happened earlier this year, beating Inter Miami 1-0. Obviously, that can change. Kamal Miller now, the center back, up about 40 yards away on the middle left. Now towards Alba on the left-hand side. Knocked around it goes. Round and round to Busquets now in the middle. It's tapped for a while. Lays it off slowly towards Christoph. And now towards, looks like, Aviles again. So Christoph looks like he's playing center back, and Tomas Aviles will be playing right center back today for Inter Miami. Kamal Miller now in his defensive half. Close towards the midfield circle, though. He'll lay this off. He's not working anywhere, as Joseph Dickerson will check on the injured Inter Miami player down, Jean Mota. Mota was one of the 4 players in today's starting line. April 1st against FC Cincinnati here at TQL Stadium. Again, a rather coolish day in Cincinnati as the Orange and Blue won 1-0 in that matchup. But how about this for a turnaround from what both David Beckham and Jorge Mas have been able to do in the front office, and then transfers over towards Tata Martino, the head coach. You have so many changes to this roster. The fact that 2 of the players that started that match, Bryce Duke and Rodolfo Pizarro, no longer with the team. Duke with CF Montreal, Pizarro with AEK Athens. And the fact that some other players, Negri, McVeigh, Martinez on the bench, Stefanelli on the bench. Stefanelli actually had the goal that had got Miami to this U.S. Open Cup semifinal, 1-0 win over Birmingham Legion, as Messi tips up the ball towards Busquets, knocked out towards Alba, who will knock it back towards Miller in the center back. Left-footed over towards Kritsov again, and Kritsov lays it over towards Aviles on the right. Aviles with some space to work, but he tattles it around. Messi again checking in and out of this match, and it's been quite common today. Kritsov again. Slowly going. Vasquez showing pressure. Now with Miller. Miller with a left-footed touch. Bupenza now pressuring as Miller lofts it over towards the right. Out again. towards Aviles and Messi, who continues to track back. Messi in the middle right, now over, and now pipped over towards the left. Alba to get some space now on the left flank, played in low, trying to find Mota as it's cut away by Murphy and cleared away again. Santiarias with a pip out, and again a touch out by Inter Miami. Sergio Busquets the one to do so. Throwing again for FC Cincinnati on the right as we approach the 10-minute mark in this one. Still scoreless. FC Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh Riverhounds, another USL side, much like Birmingham Legion, 3-1 here at TQL Stadium back on, I believe, what was June 6th or June 7th. The same as the day before Inter Miami clinched that spot, which eventually led to FC Cincinnati making this spot. Again, a lot of great players, a lot of goals in that game. 3-1, FC Cincinnati won that match. Alvaro Barrial with the worldies. This one's played through by Messi, trying to find Jean Mota on the left-hand side, and it's actually going to be Mota called for the foul as he went to ground there. Free kick for the orange and blue. A lot of players going down, a lot of players being knocked around, if you will. Same goes towards Mota in the 11th minute. Again, Lionel Messi playing more of a playmaker type role today. Again, has the space if he does, and if he chooses to do so, to go up the pitch, to fire at shots. We've seen him do that in the Leagues Cup. Majority of his shots coming from outside the box. As here comes Lucho Acosta playing it through, or tried to, towards Aaron Bupenza. Ball deflected out, thrown for FC Cincinnati on the right touchline, about 30-35 yards out from goal. Santiarias to take the throw-in. Acosta to the left of him, trying to get some movement. He'll actually pip it towards the forward part, towards Bupenza. Bupenza breaks it down, trying to juggle it off a volley, and that will skew more towards the corner flag than towards goal, as it's out for a Dre Calendar kick in his own 6-yard box. 12th minute of play, still 0-0 between Cincinnati and Miami. Two teams that have always been up and coming, and whenever these two teams have played, it always seems like it's been offensive. 5 of the 7 matches between these two sides, at least 3 goals. As it's towards Miller, now towards Kritsov again. Kritsov knocking it around, going forward, right-footed out towards Aviles again. Aviles pressured there by Alvaro Barrial, his fellow Argentinian, as he plays back towards Calendar in his own 18-yard box. Now back out towards Kristov again. Kristov originally to dribble. Now it's lays it off laterally towards Miller. Another check in, this time by Mota. Now back again towards the back line. Kritsov. Long passes by Kritsov today, and it's continued so far as it's out towards Aviles, his fellow center back. Miami, much like FC Cincinnati, opting to change that 5-3-2 into a 3-5-2 today. As here comes a chance off the turn. Yedlin dashing forward. Can he keep it in play? Cross sent into the box. Trying to find Campana. Haglund to head it up. And again, further headed out by Barrial on the left touchline. Thrown for Miami, but deep in attacking territory. And a dangerous chance so far. The visitors have looked like the better team in this one. So again, change is coming. Nick Haglund defending his down. Bounce towards Campana. Inside the box, laid off towards Yedlin, who's on the outside. Inside the right flank. This one played first time, trying to find Campana, who took a first-time shot very close to the end line, and he whiffed on it. So goal kick for FC Cincinnati and Alec Can. Let's take a look at this build-up. Again, a decent build-up. First off, by Lionel Messi to pip it out, playing it through towards Yandre Yedlin, across it in, and a great chance there by Nick Haglund. Leo Campana had a good separation there, as this one's booted the other way for FC Cincinnati. Vasquez all the way back towards Aviles, and now back towards Calendar in goal. Calendar plays it out towards Miller. Once again, the defensive half closer towards the edge of Calendar's box. That is Miami. Now Miami, that is Calendar, lofted out towards Aviles on the right. Aviles with some movement to go. Slowly going forward, now back towards Mota and back towards, looks like Kritsov again. And so the cycle continues with Inter Miami. Trying to build out a back, trying to get some possession going forward. Kamal Miller, Jordi Alba now on the left, very close towards the midfield marking. And Miller again. Miller knocked out towards Kritsov. And same goes over towards Aviles now on the right. Aviles again, dribbling forward, now giving back towards Kritsov again. Kritsov dribbling around. He's at midfield. Now he plays it a little bit back towards Miller on the middle left part of the pitch. Miller lofting it forward. A little bit towards Campana, as Miazga will knock this out on the right-hand side for a throw-in for Miami, again, close towards the 35-yard marker. 15th minute, still 0-0 between Cincinnati and Miami, but the visitors have had the more telling chances so far in this one. No shots on goal, though. So here comes Aaron Bupenza and FC Cincinnati. Long ball played towards Brandon Vasquez, but it skips all the way back towards Drake Callender in goal. Chances going forward. FC Cincinnati's going to have to play on the counterattack today, especially against an Inter Miami squad that averages about 63% possession overall. Again, knocks around by Krzyzov as Acosta pressures for Cincinnati. Back towards Callender. Callender with a touch, left-footed over towards the touchline. Bumped up there by Arias, and in doing so, looks like he bumped Jean Mota, or one of the two, either Mota or Diego Gomez. Either way, free kick for Inter Miami in their defensive half on the left-hand side of the pitch, about 65, 70 yards away from FC Cincinnati's goal. So again, nowhere close to direct. David Beckham scored a goal there back in like the 2010 or something from that range, but he was chipping the goalkeeper at that rate. Santiago is called for the foul there. He'll retreat back on defense for Cincinnati as play resumes. Kamal Miller knocked around, back towards Krzyzov again, playing the center back role today. What is a three-back line? FC Cincinnati bringing their legs forward. Bupenza as well as Miller plays it back towards Callender again in goal. Drake Callender with a few saves in that penalty match, including the one that led to them winning the League's Cup. Nick Hagelin with the pressure forward, and here comes Aaron Bupenza and FC Cincinnati. Waited for some time, and his cross into the box was blocked. Arias sees it out for an FC Cincinnati throw-in about 35 yards away on the right-hand side of the pitch. Left out again towards Moreno. Moreno dodging back as it's going to be Diego Gomez bringing pressure upon him. Now sent over towards Ian Murphy, the center back, on the left, middle left part of the side. FC Cincinnati putting most of their field players now in Inter Miami territory, including Lucho Acosta now, who tracks back. Now towards Hagelin. Hagelin pressuring forward. He'll go to join the attack. Now towards Acosta. About 35 yards out, Acosta lays it off towards Wobedo. Miami trying to bring some pressure forward as they remain their lines on the other side. Barrial now on the left towards Wobedo. Wobedo cutting it back. Moreno in the middle part of the pitch, trying to play it out towards Barrial on the left, and that's a crunching tackle by DeAndre Yedlin to poke it away from the Argentinian. Can't keep it in play, so it will be an FC Cincinnati throw-in deep in the attacking third. 18th minute, 0-0 between Cincinnati and Miami, live from TQL Stadium in downtown Cincinnati, the west end part of the Queen City. Barrial lays it off towards Wobedo. Vasquez breaks away from his defender, lays it off towards Wobedo again, edge of the box, knocked away by Gomez, as Murphy will recollect all the way back towards Miazga, who is in FC Cincinnati territory, but around the midfield mark in the middle left side of the pitch. Middle left again. That's been the focal point for FC Cincinnati's. Moreno lays it off towards Acosta. Acosta, he's got some space to dribble forward. It's Bupenza, flicks it on. Acosta down the clear. Acosta dribbling out. A shot off the post, and it's in! Goal FC Cincinnati! Lucho Acosta, he is 5'3", but his speed is mighty, mighty quick. Dribbling around defenders, flicking it up, and after getting a pass back from Aaron Bupenza, slots it in off the left post, bouncing it off the right, in the net. 19th minute, and FC Cincinnati leads 1-0 against Inter Miami. Trickery, trickery, trickery. And that is why Lucho Acosta is an MVP candidate right there. Let's take a look at this build-up. Beautiful build-up by the orange and blue. And Acosta, again, it took a deflection off a few Inter Miami players. Probably, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 in the whole build-up of the process. But again, Aaron Bupenza with a great flick back. And Lucho Acosta, 18th minute of play, breaks the deadlock here to an absolute frenzy from TQL Stadium. What a goal. What a build-up. And what a way to find space, too, for Lucho Acosta. And now the ball's in Inter Miami's court. Again, in their short history of playing here in MLS, they have only allowed the first goal once, I believe, and that was against FC Dallas. Absolute bar burner of a game. It was 4-4 after a while. But then it started to look better. That too, I should also mention in that match, Inter Miami was down 3-1 and then proceeded to tie the match at 4-all. Actually, it was down 3-1. It was 3-all. FC Dallas takes a 4-3 lead, and then Lionel Messi with a free kick to tie it at 4 apiece. So now Inter Miami, and probably arguably their toughest test with Lionel Messi, can they right the ship here? DeAndre Yedlin now in the attacking half, trying to get past Alvaro Barrial. He fails to do so as Barrial picks his head up and sends a long ball forward towards Aaron Boupendza. He's onside for now. He flicks it over Calendar, and it's 20th minute, and FC Cincinnati that stands right now is up 2-0, but it's offside. You figure. It was probably acres of space between Boupendza and the nearest Inter Miami defender, and rightfully so, the checkered flag will go up. But you cannot help but think. You cannot help but think what would have happened in the stadium had this team gone up 2-0. First off, absolutely electric there. Good finish by Boupendza. First off, a great assist there. A back pass, or rather not a back pass, but like a head forward by him towards Acosta. Speaking of which, Lionel Messi and Inter Miami trying to respond. Messi able to collect on the right flank, trying to cut towards the box, cutting forward, laying it off, tried to get Gomez with a shot, and Can with a kick save away. Back out again, outside of the box, Acosta dancing around Yedlin. Yedlin with the poke, back towards Miami's back line, which includes Aviles. Aviles towards Sergio Busquets, the former Barcelona man, as it's back again towards the back line for Kritsov. Miller in some space. 40 yards out, 30 yards out. Maybe a chance to go forward again. Out towards Mota. Trying to break away is Gomez. Gomez still going forward. Mota in some space. Thought about the shot. Now Mota cutting it around. Trying to lay it off towards Messi. Messi dancing around towards the edge of the box. Picked up by Moreno. And trying to find Acosta on the break. He goes down. And it's a free kick for FC Cincinnati. But again, how about that? You can just tell by the sense. Lionel Messi makes everybody in that team better. And I talked about it on my podcast, Buckeye Sports Breakdown, on Friday. That's why people love Lionel Messi. That's why Inter Miami loves Lionel Messi. He's not a one-man show. He's making everybody around him better. Diego Gomez, a guy who's been kind of a straddling the bench kind of guy. He's made him better. Robert Taylor, who had essentially an epiphany with Messi during the League's Cup. He's played better, Absolutely electric so far. As we're about halfway through the first half, FC Cincinnati up 1-0 on Inter Miami, courtesy of a Lucho Acosta goal in the 18th minute. I'm Mihir Sinhasan, and thanks for tuning in on what is a Wednesday evening in Cincinnati, Ohio, Wednesday afternoon out here in Phoenix, Arizona, where I am currently broadcasting this, as we're officially halfway through 22 minutes, 30 seconds, and of course, this is not including stoppage time. Out on the right-hand side for Inter Miami, as it skipped forward, Busquets, or rather Gomez, taken down there by Acosta. Free kick now, middle right part of the pitch, very close towards midfield, but on Inter Miami's half. Miller. Knocked around there. Mota. Back towards Kritsov, and Kritsov plays it out towards Aviles on the right. Aviles. Some space there. Kritsov again towards Mota. Mota trying to pip it forward towards the box. That's knocked away by Murphy. Busquets out towards Messi. Messi next dancing around. His fellow Argentinian Lucho Acosta picks it off. Acosta now, it's basically a 2-on-6 at this point, but he's trying to bustle forward. Still dancing around Sergio Busquets, and now he pips it out towards the right for Arias. Arias now with the couple bounces to try to settle. Taken down there by Jordi Alba with a little sweep keep, if you will. And it's a free kick and a yellow card for Jordi Alba. First booking of the day from TQL Stadium. And a chance to breathe for a lot of the folks in the stadiums. Again, Jordi Alba, one of the 4 players that Tata Martino had previously coached before all of their stints in Miami. Again, Alba being one of them, Sergio Busquets one of them, and Lionel Messi. Of course, Tata coached all of them from 2013 to 2014 when they're at FC Barcelona. The other player on there, Joseph Martinez, as Tata Martino was head coach there in 2017 and 2018. As ball's played back towards counter, he has to evade the pressure from Vasquez, pipped forward towards Mota, now towards Gomez, back towards Messi, who again cuts back. He's in the midfield circle right now, dancing around Bupenza. Bupenza unable to draw the foul as Messi plays it out towards Campana. Back towards Gomez. Gomez now dancing around about 35, 40 yards out. Busquets now with Alba. Miller, the center back in the middle left part of the pitch. Again, Alba back towards Miller. 1-2 between the two of them. Picked off a little while by Bupenza, but back towards Busquets. Mota. Now for some space for Aviles on the right. Aviles still battling forward. And now found out towards Yedlin. Yedlin back towards Aviles on the right-hand side of the pitch. Back again towards Moto. It takes a few touches, pressured there by Brandon Vasquez, and he plays it out towards Gritsov. Gritsov lopped it over, out towards Miller. Still on the left-hand side, but still in their defensive half, close towards the midfield. Midfield circle, kind of the same thing if you ask me. Now once again, Aviles taking a more advanced role as a right center back, plays it off towards Messi, and now again into the middle. Off the turn, Busquets, dancing around past Moreno. Now again into the middle. Mota tried playing it through towards Messi. That's picked away by FC Cincinnati. Vasquez now dancing around, left off towards Wobodo, who just takes a poke back. And either way, it looked like it was Vasquez who was taken down. So a free kick for FC Cincinnati. 26th minute of play, and FC Cincinnati up 1-0 on Inter Miami. Again, knock on wood, but a team that has done well when it comes to keeping the ball and going forward when it matters most. 27th minute now, and a free kick for FC Cincinnati, middle left part of the pitch in the defensive third, close towards midfield. As it's played back towards Miazga, and he plays it out towards Haglund on the back line. Haglund plays it back towards Miazga in that area, as Miazga takes some touches, surveys his options, and now plays it on the left towards Wobodo. Wobodo trying to get cut off there by Gomez, but he's able to spin away. Good work by the Nigerian as he lays it off towards Barreal. Barreal with a few touches, cutting inside, lays it off towards his fellow Argentinian, Lucho Acosta. Acosta dancing around, back towards Moreno, now towards Haglund, and now with Arias. Arias with Bupenza, who checks in from the forward spot towards midfield, and now with Haglund. Miazga, Murphy. Murphy with some touches, with acres of space, but still plays it back towards Haglund on the back line. Miazga plays it now out towards Haglund. Haglund with some space to go forward. He'll loft it off towards Moreno. Moreno looks for options, gives it off towards Arias. Acosta. Again, Lucho Acosta, known for playing back at times. As here's Haglund. Haglund again, knocking it out towards Vasquez. Acosta dancing around, getting past Busquets. Acosta lifted off towards Bupenza, but Alba able to cut it away. Miller with a split pass over towards Busquets. Nifty back heel by the Barcelona man, but he's picked off by Moreno. Moreno with Arias, but it's cleared away by Miller as soon as it entered towards the box. Messi tracking back, gives it off towards Busquets. Busquets shielding off Bupenza, or actually nutmegged him, as it's given back by Moreno. Wobodo into some space on the left. Miami doing a good job with their lines. 4 in the back line, 3 in the midfield. Wobodo and FC Cincinnati trying to crack the cases out towards Moreno on the left. And now Acosta now in the middle right, about 35 yards out or so. Moreno back towards midfield with Haglund as he plays it back towards Miazga. And now to the left-hand side of the pitch for Murphy. Murphy, again, trying to get past Gomez. Murphy still going with the ball. Cleared up there in the meantime by Aviles, and now headed down by Wobodo, and Moreno plays it back towards Haglund. Haglund now knocking it around, back with Wobodo. Wobodo lays it off towards his fellow defenders now and finds the feet of Miazga, who pips it out towards Arias, who sent the ball going forward, kind of like a through ball, but it ended up going out on the right-hand side for a Miami throw-in. Quick throw by Jordi Alba, a little 1-2 between him and Sergio Busquets, as Alba lofts it over towards the right-hand side, back out towards Tomas Aviles. Aviles back with Gomez, and again, Aviles again. Argentina and Paraguay there. Aviles and Gomez. Back in the midfield spot, middle right, out towards Gomez, and now on the flank, is touched there by DeAndre Yedlin, former captain of this team before Lionel Messi took that spot. It's out towards Kamal Miller on the left-hand side, right at midfield, as it's knocked back again towards Kritsov. He plays it back towards Drake Callender. Slow rolling ball as Callender will collect just on the edge of his box. Again, with Kritsov going forward in the defensive half, trying to find some space. Boots gets into the middle, cut out there by FC Cincinnati's number 5. That is Obina Wobodo. Ball bouncing on the left-hand side. Little touches there between Campana and Alba. Alba with the touch into the middle towards Messi. Not the best first touch there by the Argentinian, as Busquets able to salvage possession towards Miami, as back with Kritsov, and now out on the right-hand side. Some space again. Ball playing around, going back and forth we go. Back again towards Aviles, and back again towards Kritsov. Kritsov with some space, close towards the midfield circle as it's played out towards the right-hand side for Inter Miami. 31st minute, FC Cincinnati up 1-0 on Inter Miami, courtesy of a Lucho Acosta goal. Ball clipped towards the box, and Matt Miazga will head it away. Back out towards Jean Mota on the right. Mota cut away, Yedlin able to collect as Wobodo was taken down. He's trying to argue that he was, and either way, no foul was called. Back again for Inter Miami as they try to get an equalizer here. They did it against FC Dallas. Can they do it against the best team in the league? Kritsov. And again, knocked away was Gomez with a rough touch. And before Acosta could do something, it was clipped back away. Now it looks like a chance was given. Sergio Busquets, he's trying to argue maybe there was a foul called. Couldn't tell. Either way, Joseph Dickerson, who is our referee for today, he did offer a yellow card to somebody. Let's take a look at what ended up happening. Lucho Acosta was originally taken down by Diego Gomez, and then it was a little bit of translation afterwards. Obina Wobodo stepping in, and Diego Gomez right after was kind of taken to the ground, but it was more in the effect of simulation, and I think that's what the referee might be calling this on. So simulation on... Actually, pardon me, it's going to be the other way. So Obina Wobodo will be called for taking down Diego Gomez. And again, I think Wobodo is trying to argue with the assistant referee on the touchline that there could have been something different. But either way, Gomez able to get up. No problem there. It's just a tactical foul, if you will. What is a very jogo bonito type thing. Now, jogo bonito is a Brazilian term, but it's a very common phrase and it's a very common philosophy down south. That is South America when it comes to playing soccer. It's 33rd minute, so both teams heading to the touchlines for a water break. 33rd minute. Again, so much action in this one. Lucho Acosta, as you can see right there, man of the match so far. Goal in the 18th minute. A great build-up, as it looks like we'll get a replay of the goal. Again, it started off in the back with Miazga before it's Moreno, who touched it out, and a Lucho Acosta, who started out near the left-hand touchline, basically got some lucky bounces. First off, 2 Inter Miami defenders, and then off Aaron Bupenza to kind of just glide the ball past Drake Callender in goal, as it was able to ring off the post and in, much to the appraisal of the FC Cincinnati fans in the stands today. Again, a great goal, great assist, if you will, by Aaron Bupenza as well. And as the players get a hydration break, I'll take a hydration break as well. So 12 minutes plus stoppage time left. Still a lot of time on our hands. If in the case that FC Cincinnati wanted to get a second, Aaron Bupenza thought he got a second, but he was called offside in the matter. So far, only 2 yellow cards, one for Jordi Alba for Inter Miami, one for Obina Wobodo for FC Cincinnati. Again, a lot of big storylines going into this weekend. FC Cincinnati coming off a 3-0 loss at Columbus this past weekend in the Hell is Real Derby. And this is their first competitive matchup in a cup since their loss to Nashville, the team Miami beat in the League's Cup. FC Cincinnati lost to Nashville FC 5-4 in penalty kicks after it was tied 1-1 at the end of 90 minutes in the round of 32. And of course, Inter Miami's last match was against Nashville FC in the Music City on Saturday night. Won that match. It was tied 1-1 at the end of 90 minutes. Nashville won that Miami won that 10-9 on penalty kicks. It was almost to a slate that there were a couple of people that had to take multiple penalty kicks in the match. That was possible, and it ended up happening both times today. But still, Hydration break given. Hot and humid weather in Cincinnati, Ohio, typical around this time of year, as we're back underway. On the left-hand side into Miami to get possession. Jordi Alba with a flick. He'll come up limping after a little while as it's cleared away there by Miazga. Back again towards Inter Miami. In the center of the pitch, Gomez lays it off and right back picked off by Santi Arias. Arias plays it out towards Bupenza. Still in the defensive half as he lays it back towards Moreno. Back towards Wobedos. They enter towards the midfield part and now into attacking territory. That is Inter Miami territory. Alvaro Barrial trying to lay it off towards Vasquez, and it looked like there was one Inter Miami player taken down. Might have been Gomez, as play will be stopped there for the injured player. Let's take a look at who was taken. It was either Diego Gomez or it might actually be Sergei Kristov. Again, Kristov with quite an accolade listed earlier this week, actually earlier this day, as he was listed as one of the players that is going to represent Ukraine in Euro qualifying. Looked like Kristov got his legs buckled up there as he was fighting to get the ball from Brandon Vasquez. Looked like Vasquez also nipped him on his left boot, so that could have also led to some change over there. 36th minute, 1-0 between FC Cincinnati and Inter Miami. Again, a lot of interesting matches. This is the first U.S. Open Cup match today. The second one will be at 6:30 Pacific time. That is 9:30 on the East Coast between Houston Dynamo and Real Salt Lake. Winner of that game plays the winner of this game in the U.S. Open Cup final, which will be on September 23rd. As it stands right now, FC Cincinnati would be on, and if RSL were to win, then that final would be in Sandy, Utah. If Houston Dynamo were to win, that final would be in Cincinnati, Ohio. And Tata Martino, wonder if he'll try to go towards his bench. You got a few options there. You got McVeigh on the bench, who started the match, had a goal against FC Cincinnati in their match 2022. That is July of 2022, a 4-4 draw in Miami, as we're starting to see some of the players for La Rosa line up there on the touchline, get some sprints in. Joseph Martinez, one of the players applicable off the bench. He started the match against Nashville in the Leagues Cup final. So Tata Martino starting to go for some changes there, understanding the presence of a Leagues Cup and U.S. Open Cup. Now, granted, the U.S. Open Cup is still big overall. Back towards Drake Calendar. The winner of the U.S. Open Cup is on towards the CONCACAF Champions League, although Miami has already booked their spot by being a finalist of the Leagues Cup, as we saw earlier. FC Cincinnati, as it stands right now, has not booked their chance in the CONCACAF Champions League. Back with Matt Miazga. Takes a few steps to the left and now plays it out towards the right for Nick Hagelin. Hagelin looking forward now towards Arias. Arias knocking it around. A little deflection off of Mota, it seemed like, yes. As Hagelin plays it back towards Al Can. Can settles there, and now he'll loft it forward. From his box, back towards midfield on the left-hand side, Vasquez, and back towards Barrial with a flick towards Acosta. Space opening up for a while for FC Cincinnati as Acosta's through is picked off there by Kamal Miller in the center of the pitch. Back out towards the right now for DeAndre Yedlin as he plays it forward now. Maybe a chance here for Lionel Messi, who's trying to go forward. Instead, plays back towards Busquets, who's back towards midfield on the middle right part of the pitch, and now in towards the center towards Kristov, and now middle left towards Kamal Miller. Miller, and now again towards Gritsov. Gritsov, again, hanging out on the middle left part of the pitch, in a kind of the middle-ish part of the pitch, but in attacking area nonetheless. If you count the attacking areas as two spaces, because it was FC Cincinnati's territory, if you will. Once again, play continues. Play continues with Kritsov, and now with Miller on the middle left part of the pitch, all the way back towards Kritsov again. Those two are kind of playing their private game, trying to build out of the back and try not to get caught up as the ball skipped forward, and Miazga with a karate kick all the way back towards Calendar, who will collect at the edge of the box. Back towards Kritsov again, and played dog towards Aviles. Aviles played back towards Kritsov, towards the center part, as he enters close towards the midfield part of the circle in his defensive half, though. Play stops, surveys around, and now out towards the right-hand side, out with Yedlin now. Yedlin plays it back towards Aviles. FC Cincinnati doing a good job defensively to stop Inter Miami from getting chances going forward and building out of the back. As this one's flicked on towards a running looked like running Diego Gomez. Unable to tell who the flick was. It could have been Lionel Messi, but either way, a clearance out there. Ian Murphy, the last one to touch for FC Cincinnati. And with that, we have our corner kick. First corner kick of the match for Inter Miami. And Tata Martino will try to get his men forward. Try to get a goal here as Lionel Messi will go over to the right-hand side to swing this in. Or at least it looked like it. He was the one to place it down. Looks like Diego Gomez will now be the one to take this. Now the question is, it was taken short. Alba sent this into the box, caught there by Can near his goal. Excuse me. 41st minute. Again, thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday night in Cincinnati. Wednesday afternoon, approaching evening here in Phoenix. Cincinnati up 1-0 on Miami as Miazga plays it out towards Hagelin on the right. In the defensive third, Hagelin plays it towards midfield for Vasquez, who plays it into the center for Wobodo. Wobodo with a nifty touch around Mota, who is taken down fresh off that change. That's going to be a yellow card for Jean Mota. Second yellow card of the day for Inter Miami, and third of this match. Beautiful chance there and a beautiful cutback by Obino Wobodo. Again, understood the space, understood the acres of space in the center to offer his positions and offer his graces to his fellow players. Actually, nutmeg Mota on the way, and as Mota put his hands up to say, I didn't do it, but indeed he did. So with that, 42nd minute of play here from Cincinnati. Back with Wobodo now in the midfield circle, and back out towards Murphy now on the left-hand side of the pitch, about 40 yards out from goal. Murphy still offering some options, takes a left-footed touch back towards Miazga. Miazga out towards Moreno, still in the middle part, and out towards Hagelin, who's out towards the middle right as he decides to go forward in the attack, back towards Moreno. Moreno again offers some options and now goes towards Wobodo. FC Cincinnati going with the pedestrian pace, but that's all right, knowing that they want to get the best opportunity possible. Barrial back with Miazga now in the middle as Barrial checks back in. He's towards the center now. Wobodo plays it back towards Miazga. Miazga out on the left-hand side towards Moreno. Moreno out towards Acosta. Acosta levels it out and now lays it off towards Moreno again and towards the middle left. As players continue to watch, including Lionel Messi. As there's Wobodo back with Arias. Vasquez trying to take a touch and he's met by Sergio Busquets, so he went out on the right. Back towards Obino Wobodo. This one's cut away by Christoph as Bupenza was going to be the recipient of that pass. As back with Messi. Messi dancing around. Collision there with Bupenza. Ref says play on. Out with with Sergio Busquets now. Inside the midfield circle, center part, now going kind of towards the middle left part of the pitch with Kritsov. Middle circle, the center circle, if you will, has been kind of a hot spot for Inter Miami today. About 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time left in the first half, and Inter Miami trying to see if they can get an equalizer before the whistle blows. Here's Busquets. Busquets laid off again towards Aviles on the right. Aviles plays it back towards Kritsov in the center part of the circle, in towards the middle. Kritsov again, dancing around, unable to go forward. Now he lofts it off towards DeAndre Yedlin on the right-hand side. 62% of possession has been in Miami's favors. Lionel Messi charges forward, now out again. Ball clipped forward. Moreno with the touch, cleared away by Murphy as that one had entered the box. Now Brandon Vasquez trying to track back on defense to try to keep possession in FC Cincinnati's favor, and he actually causes a free kick. Busquets was the one taken down. Free kick taken quickly. 1-2 between Messi and Alba. Alba plays it out towards Mota. Mota crossed in, back post, and that one seen out on the end line for a goal kick. Inter Miami, a team that has struck early, has struck often in their matches, again, especially for a guy like Lionel Messi, who has gotten so many touches on the ball, so many spaces to move forward. FC Cincinnati has done that. Now, again, Pat Noonan had talked about this pregame that this is not a, quote, stop the GOAT type game where the goal is just to break off Lionel Messi. But at the same time, how many touches has he gotten? He's been unable to get guys forward, save for a chance by Diego Gomez that was parried away by Alec Can. There hasn't been much chances for the visitors, despite them being the better team, if you will, to some extent, in terms of late play. Back again towards the middle. Kritsov laid off towards Aviles on the right, middle right, that is. And back towards the defensive half, about 35 yards away from their own goal is Inter Miami. About 30 seconds left in this first half as it's back towards Kritsov. Those two have gotten so many touches in this first half. An attempt to try to play this one out of the back, but have failed to do so many times. Could it change here as Campana gets the ball lifted out towards Yedlin. Yedlin with the poke towards Campana, knocked out by Murphy on the left-hand side of the pitch. Throw in for Miami. Aviles, Messi, getting in the middle right, trying to get past Vasquez. Messi still bursting forward, try to get it past Acosta. Messi still knocking it around off of DeAndre Yedlin and out for an FC Cincinnati throw-in. As Alvaro Barrial will be the one to throw this one in. 6 minutes of stoppage time from TQL Stadium. FC Cincinnati up 1-0 on Inter Miami. Brandon Vasquez knocking it around back towards Alvaro Barrial as he'll lift this one forward, and Aaron Bupenza, who could have made a run, was offside by a few yards. So he decides to stay it as it is. His calendar plays it back towards Miller as Miller and crew try to get this towards the defense, back in their defensive half towards the midfield circle. That's been Miami's line throughout today. Can they get it to fruition? Can FC Cincinnati hold on for the next 5 to 6 minutes? Lionel Messi on the right-hand side. Messi up against Barrial. Messi knocked out by Barrials. The two Argentinians continue to fight. A good tussle between the two on that far side of the pitch, outside for an Inter Miami throw-in. Ball knocking around towards the middle right. Little layoff there by Gomez. Couldn't find Messi. Goes out towards Busquets and out towards Mota in some space. He takes a shot from distance, and that's left of goal. Well left of goal. A goal kick. First, or rather second long-distance shot by Jean Mota today for Inter Miami. Again, a great combo, great finish, if you will. And Jean Mota, again, a man who has gotten space from distance, but is just unable to turn something in. And Jean Mota with 4 assists in 9 games for this team. Again, to my point from earlier, everybody on this team has a role, not just Lionel Messi. Sure, he's the one bagging goals. He's got 10 goals in 7 matches, but still pretty good. As Hagelin plays it back towards Acosta on the right-hand side. Acosta getting into Miami territory. And Acosta called for the free kick. Jordi Alba's going to kick the ball away. He's on a yellow card. Joseph Dickerson is not given a yellow, as Dickerson called a free kick for FC Cincinnati and Lucho Acosta. Jordi Alba had kicked the ball away, assuming that it was going in favor of Inter Miami. Again, in some instances, this is Sergio Busquets' call for the foul there. Acosta trying to get away. And again, Alba trying to just get a restart going as Nick Hagelin fires this towards Aaron Bupenza. Santi Arias now trying to play it back towards Bupenza, a little bit behind the Gabonese striker. And back with Inter Miami, who tries to get on the counter. Gomez going with the pedantic pace as Busquets caught up in the middle there by Arias. Collision there, free kick. This one close towards midfield on the middle left part of the pitch. Again, a lot of feistiness. Got one more meeting after these two, Cincinnati and Miami, which will be October 7th at Drive Pink Stadium. Santi Arias called for the foul there. Busquets drawing the foul in the process. Lionel Messi will track all the way back towards midfield, and he'll just lay it off towards his former FC Barcelona teammate. Now Messi into some space, going forward, left off towards Campana. All the center backs and all the forwards, all the midfielders playing a little bit farther back, trying to get something forward, including Campana, who was trying to check in off the Busquets pass, decided to go out towards Gomez on the right. Gomez plays it out again towards Kritsov. Kritsov lifted out, left off there by Yedlin, and that one dribbles out there by Barrial. Past Barrial, that is, for an FC Cincinnati throw-in. About 2.5 minutes left to go in this first half. FC Cincinnati up 1-0 on Inter Miami. Alvaro Barrial slaloming it away from Yedlin. Is Yedlin able to win the ball back on the right-hand side of the pitch? Still out on the 40-yard line. Messi plays it back towards Mota. Inter Miami about 35 yards away. Mota lofts it out towards Yedlin. Yedlin with some space on the right. Yedlin looks up, headed in, and Gomez can't put it in. Again, a good chance there by DeAndre Yedlin. A good function, but Again, Diego Gomez, the Paraguayan, could not steer it on goal. That's been the story of the day for Inter Miami. They've gotten chances, but even when they've tried to build out of the back at times, it hasn't worked to perfection. And that's a credit to FC Cincinnati's defense. That's a credit to FC Cincinnati's midfield in this match. And even Lionel Messi showing some frustration there in the Queen City. He has never lost a match since coming to MLS, as Gomez Busquets heads this out on the left-hand side for Inter Miami, throwing on the near side of the pitch for the orange and blue, as Arias plays it towards the middle right for Wobodo. And now it's cut back again towards Barrial, who's at the middle left, now trying to cut towards middle right. Bupenza off the turn, takes a strike from distance, about 25 yards out, in fact, but it's easily collected by Callender. And Jerry Callender, again, you have to credit. FC Cincinnati knew they were up for a task today. It's tough, but if they can pull this off, this is impressive. Again, the team that started off their Open Cup run as Arias picks this off with Vasquez. Acosta now at the edge of the box, middle right, tries to play towards Bupenza, cleared away by Kritsov. Back with Wobodo, back with Barrial, about 35 yards out. Can FC Cincinnati challenge here as we have about 15 seconds left before the end of the first half? That one deflected away by Busquets, back towards Moreno. Moreno cutting with Vasquez. Vasquez back with Moreno as FC Cincinnati can attempt to hold possession. Wobodo with a nifty turn away from Aviles. Barrial steadies, back with Bupenza. Bupenza back with Moreno on the middle right. Moreno left off towards Arias there on the right-hand side. Arias near the flank, up against Alba. He'll lay this off towards Hagland. And with that, the first half has concluded from TQL Stadium. FC Cincinnati up 1-0 on Inter Miami, courtesy of an Argentinian not named Lionel Messi. That is Lucho Acosta in the 18th minute with a good slide past Drake Callender off the left post, off the right post, and in the back of the net. Now the question is, can the host keep Inter Miami scoreless? Can they get to the final? Can they get to their first ever final? Well, we've got a quick halftime break, and then I'll be back for the second half right here from TQL Stadium. So without further ado, don't go anywhere, folks. 45 down and 45 to go from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, where the hosts are up 1-0 on Inter Miami. Again, a great game down the stretch. FC Cincinnati, the best team in MLS on paper, Supporter Shield leaders right now, against Inter Miami, fresh off winning Leagues Cup on a Saturday. All eyes there on number 10 of Inter Miami, Lionel Messi. Did not get too many chances, did not get a single shot off in that first half, which I think has been a telling tale for FC Cincinnati's defense, which has been better throughout this year compared to years prior. That's been the biggest key for this side, FC Cincinnati, is what's made them a perennial contender after making the playoffs last year as a 5th seed down the stretch. Stats for the first half, 38% possession for Cincinnati, 62 for Miami. Shots 4 for Cincinnati, 4 for Miami. 2 of them on goal for FC Cincinnati, including the lone goal of the first half from Lucho Acosta in the 18th minute, and 1 shot on goal for Inter Miami coming from Diego Gomez. We're back underway here in the Queen City as the Orange and Blue look to try to make their first ever final in history. Can they do it? The U.S. Open Cup final stands 45 minutes away. All they got to do, hold on to the lead. Back again towards Matt Miazga in the center part of the pitch, in the defensive part, now towards Nick Hagelin, and again out towards Lucho Acosta in the middle right part of the pitch. That's been FC Cincinnati's favorite today, especially their captain, Lucho Acosta. As Miazga battles forward out towards Brandon Vazquez, who pips out towards Junior Moreno, who's playing towards midfield. Santi Arias on the right-hand touchline, trying to motor forward, but again, plays it back towards Moreno. Moreno all the way back towards Hagelin, and Hagelin knocks it out towards Miazga. Deep in the center part of the defensive half, now towards Ian Murphy, who is now in the offensive part of the pitch on the left-hand side. Aaron Bupenza lost the ball there off of Diego Gomez, as it's all the way back towards Sergei Kritsov of Inter Miami, and Drake Callender, his goalkeeper, plays it out towards Kamal Miller on the left-hand side, or middle left rather, and Lionel Messi could not keep it in on the right, or rather Jordi Alba could not keep it in on the left-hand side. Again, a lot of experienced players in the squad. You have to credit Tata, not just for getting Messi, Busquets, Alba, but also Kamal Miller playing a big role as well. Again, Tomas Avilés, a guy who usually doesn't make too many starts, he gets the nod today. And then Leo Campana, who was a big part of the squad last year, and even when Gonzalo Higuain was there, has really showed up this year. This one plays all the way back. Yeah, it's almost like 0 to 100, especially when Gonzalo Higuain was a part of the squad. Again, Higuain played with Messi and with many others, especially Messi in the 2014 World Cup with Argentina. And they played many years together with Argentina's national team. As back with FC Cincinnati, Matt Miazga, Junior Moreno checks in and now sent out towards Nick Hagelin, once again on the middle right part of the pitch and out towards the touchline again. Back motoring again is Vazquez. Vazquez tries to off Miller, and he does so as back out towards the right-hand side. Moreno picks his head up, tries to send it all the way over to the left-hand side for a running Barrial, who can't get it there off the first touch as Yedlin's able to retract it. Retracted all the way back towards Avilés. Avilés' long ball deflected off of Bupenza as Acosta picks it back and gives it right back towards Avilés, as Callender will now boot this forward. This one, once again, higher than Ford, as Wobodo sends it back. Acosta with the little leg touch on the right as he gets it on the left-hand side, trying to slalom past Yedlin. That one's poked away by Avilés and out for an FC Cincinnati throw-in, close to the attacking third on the near side of the pitch. Played it forward towards Acosta, now back towards Barrial. Again, knocking it around as Miami continues to keep it in that area. Trying to go forward is Messi. Messi trying to get past Murphy, and the same goes here. Gomez trying to pip it out towards Campana. He's giving chase, but Hagelin gets to the ball first, and he sends it forward. Santi Arias now, the Paraguayan, checked in again with Vazquez. Arias on the right-hand side finds a stop, and now back with Moreno. Moreno now with Wobodo, who's in the middle part of the pitch, who's played back with Miazga, now with Murphy. Murphy looking forward. He'll play this simply towards Acosta on the left-hand side. Acosta now trying to play outside of the boot towards Moreno. Almost got there if it wasn't for Avilés picking it off. And now Bupenza called for the foul there. And I couldn't tell who it was, but it looks like it might have been Diego Gomez or John Mota. Now Bupenza goes down with an injury, and now play will be stopped. And Aaron Bupenza is trying to make his case to say, hey, I'm injured too. Yes, it is insult to injury, but keyword is injury. Keyword is injury in this spot. But again, it was him taken down, and then it looked like Diego Gomez. Again, Gomez playing the right center midfielder position today for Miami. Jean Mota on the left. Sergio Busquets essentially playing your six. That is your center, or rather your center defensive midfielder type role. Play resumes. Free kick for Miami back out on the left-hand side of the pitch. Kamal Miller checked in towards Campana, back with Mota. Mota now in the attack, trying to find Messi, who stands about 25 yards away from the center. And Bupenza, who is tracking back, knocks it away from the World Cup champion. Yedlin, all the way back towards Gritsov. Into the center now. Gritsov into some space. Saw it again, and now it's a simple layoff again towards Abiles. Abiles with a scoop forward, looking towards his players, bouncing around in the box, and that's headed away by Haglund. Campana, and it was also Gomez making a run forward as Acosta pips towards Wobodo, who slipped on the pitch, and is back with Miami again. Mota now towards Alba. 25 away as the Skyline Chili boards shine in the distance. Alba trying to get the ball back, going a little 1-2 with the pip from Mota, but a little too far as Ken gets off his line and collects it. 5 minutes into the second half, and again, Tom Gledder and Kevin McCloskey talked about this on ESPN 1530, which is Cincinnati's radio station, of when do the Orange and Blue decide to make any changes if they do. Again, they mentioned that it's basically based off what you see in the first 15. As Busquets tried playing forward towards Campana, knocked away by Miazga. Back in towards midfield, Vasquez knocks it out towards Arias. Arias again finds some space. Acosta plays it through, and it was picked off by Miller, looking towards Arias on the right-hand side of the pitch as they were getting close towards the box. Back again with Messi in midfield. Messi jogs forward, looks for some options as he cuts inside, left off towards Mota. Now Alba, who's gone from left back, now in some space for Gomez. Gomez finds Messi in some open spots, middle left. Messi went down, no foul called. Acosta trying to battle through two Inter Miami players, and he'll be called for the foul, or rather, he will get the foul and a free kick. Again, Lionel Messi giving a little smile over there towards Joseph Dickerson, saying, okay, I see what you do. I see what you're doing here. Right now, Joseph Dickerson, okay. Little scoop of the ball away there by Abiles, as it was Bupenza pressuring. It will be a throw-in for Cincinnati, deep in the attacking third. As Bupenza will take the throw-in down towards Barreal. Vasquez sits towards the edge of the box, but he'll play back towards Ian Murphy. FC Cincinnati can attempt to play on the ground right now, as that one's cut away by Busquets, back with Yedlin, and now out towards Gritsov. Gritsov out towards Miller. Miller with some touches with the left boot. Now stops, plays it back again towards Gritsov. Gritsov with some touches with the right, back with Busquets. Haven't gone forward, and now they will with Lionel Messi on the right-hand side. Messi challenging now as he enters towards the area. In the 30 yards out from box, left off towards Campana. Tried going 1-2 as Wobodo able to intercept and intervene. Here's Vasquez. Back turn to goal. Moreno with the long ball sent forward towards Arias. Could be dangerous. 2-on-4 for FC Cincinnati. Arias picks his head off. Leaves it towards Vasquez. Edge of the box. Vasquez! It is in the net! Goal FC Cincinnati! And Brandon Vasquez finds a space in the edge of the box. Buries it in the left-hand corner as he celebrates with a Bailey alongside his other teammates. And for another time at the U.S. Open Cup semifinals, FC Cincinnati is up 2-0. He'll put the ball in his stomach to signify he's having a baby. What a gift. What a gift he's having. What a gift his wife is having. And what a gift these guys are bringing to the city of Cincinnati. First off, great ball in by Arias, and Vasquez picks up his head, takes a shot. Clinical as it is, tactical as it is. And the best team in MLS is up 2-0 on a team led by the GOAT. Cincinnati is now in raptures. And Brandon Vasquez, this is the craziest thing. FC Cincinnati was shut out against Columbus 3-0. Brandon Vasquez had a goal in every Leagues Cup match against FC Cincinnati, a hat trick against Chivas Guadalajara. And now Inter Miami is in real trouble. They've came back from being down by 2 once. That was against FC Dallas in the round of 16 matchup. They were down 3-1 at around a similar spot. Now, in the 55th minute from Cincinnati, Ohio, can they change the spots? Can they get something forward? Can they go back? Can they find level? Can they find higher ground? Again, FC Cincinnati in this battle overall. This is the 8th meeting all time between FC Cincinnati and Miami, as Wobodo might have been called for the handball. He's not, as Moreno lofts it forward a little too far for running Brandon Vasquez in the middle right side of the pitch. 2-0. FC Cincinnati leads Inter Miami. Lucho Acosta had the first goal in the 18th minute. Brandon Vasquez had the second just a few minutes ago, actually about a minute ago. How about this? And now the Bailey is dancing in all its glory. 53rd minute, Vasquez scored as here comes Campana. Middle left part of the pitch, 30 yards out, plays it back with Alba. Messi from 40 yards, left back towards Alba again. The two Barcelona teammates, along with Sergio Busquets, who will get the ball here, doing a great job today as Busquets gets around Vasquez, knocking it around, picked off there by Arias. Not too much wiggle room to move forward, but Arias again trying to dribble that way. He finds Acosta. Acosta sliding to get the ball, but Kritsov will knock that out on the far touchline for an FC Cincinnati throw-in. The orange and blue have been in this situation before, as I mentioned on the goal call. It was 2-0 in their match against the New York Red Bulls in the 2017 U.S. Open Cup, and then they proceeded to let it go. Here comes Bupenza dancing around in the middle right edge of the box. Now again out with Wobodo. Wobodo, Barrial dancing around. Back with Wobodo. Wobodo, Bupenza. Bupenza with some space. And again, it is all FC Cincinnati. Wobodo, 25 yards out. Ball continues to be knocked around. And it's knocked back and intercepted by Kamal Miller. Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba with some touches. Now left off towards Kritsov again. How can Miami retain it? They've kept possession throughout this match. It's been hurtling around the 60% mark so far. Can they do something to try to get the advantage closer in their favor? Can they do something to just get the equalizer? It will be tough. It will be absolutely tough for this team. But can they do it? And for FC Cincinnati, 2 to the good, can they hold on and get what is probably the biggest victory as Messi hurdles forward, back with Alba. Alba knocked down again, as Kamal Miller has essentially become an extra forward, as this one's clipped in a little too high for Messi, as Can collects in the box. The drum beats down in the Bailey. If it stands, this place will explode. The city of Cincinnati will be unlike anything else. Vasquez again, knocking around. Acosta knocked down there, was last touched by Mota on the far touchline. Throwing for Cincinnati, still in the defensive half, close towards midfield. And with that, we have our first change of the day. Will be an offensive one here. Kamal Miller heading off, and heading on will be number 11, Facundo Farias. That's one of your changes today for Inter Miami. So again, the Canadian coming off, and Facundo Farias, who's been known for playing a little bit higher up. Again, used to play with, looks like, Cologne and Santa Fe. The other guy coming on, Robert Taylor, it will actually be DeAndre Yedlin coming off. So it looks like, so Farias will be playing near DeAndre Yedlin. Kamal Miller will be off, and now coming in will be Robert Taylor. So that will be your offensive substitution. That's one substitution. And then you have Farias coming in for Yedlin. And then Gene Mota coming off. So 3 changes for Inter Miami as Barrial plays it, squares it towards Wobodo in the center. Now back again. Moreno with some touches around, plays it back with Acosta. One-timer out towards Wobodo, who's triple teamed. He's taken down. It's a free kick for FC Cincinnati on the middle right part, about 35 yards out. Again, Kritsov a little bit flabbergasted as to why that was made, but nonetheless, FC Cincinnati, again, one of my favorite broadcast partners, Gus Koff, said that 2-0 is one of the hardest leads to hold in football because you think you're in the clear and you're not. And it's happened with FC Cincinnati. It's happened with teams FC Cincinnati has faced before. It's happened with Inter Miami where they've been down and they've been able to come back from a 2-goal deficit. Not to mention, it happened the last time FC Cincinnati was in the U.S. Open Cup semifinals in 2017. So Lucho Acosta stands over the ball. You've got one player in the wall, which will be Farias. Acosta with the simple layoff there towards Barrial, still in the area as he finds Bupenza on the right-hand side in the box. Now outside of the box for Acosta. Nifty dancing around there. Good work there by Inter Miami. Can they get something going forward? Here comes Facundo Farias the other way. Left off towards Messi. Messi trying to leave it off again towards Farias as the ball's bouncing around all the way back and is taken away there by Arias going forward. Arias sends it towards Bupenza and the flag will go up for offside. Forgot to mention, but David Ruiz will now check in for Jean Mota there in the center midfield. Again, Ruiz, 1 goal, 1 assist this year, 4 shots, making his 9th appearance, or rather his started 9 games and then the 3 coming off the bench. So pretty good balance there. Messi tries to lay it off towards Taylor. That's cleared away by Miazga. All the way back towards Bupenza as Acosta tries to make a through ball. Bupenza dancing around on the right-hand side towards midfield. Acosta trying to lay it back towards Bupenza, who's still fighting for the ball, but Alba able to track back as the Gabonese striker tries to see if there's a foul, as it looked like Barcelona's man was holding him. And Jordi Alba getting a little frustrated on the right-hand side as well. And nonetheless, here's Taylor, who plays it back. Taylor with his first touches of the match, as I just mentioned. Tomas Aviles on the ball now. Aviles laid off again towards Kritsov. So it looks like Kritsov's there, and you got Farias running through. It's got a little bit of speed, much like his mentor probably at this point, Lionel Messi. He's almost everybody's mentor. Even guys on FC Cincinnati call him a mentor. I mean, Lucho Acosta called him an idol. Acosta's knocked back, and chance here again. Ruiz going forward. Middle right, edge of the box. He's taken down. No foul call, says Joseph Dickerson. Ian Murphy able to scoop it up fresh off the challenge as it's back with Acosta on the left-hand side. He tries to pip it forward. Here's Vasquez. Calendar is off his line. Vasquez tries to curl it around the Miami netminder, but he couldn't steer it on target. He did this from about 30 yards out, so you have to respect the effort, but it could have been better there for the U.S. men's national team striker. Again, how about this change, though? You talk about FC Cincinnati. Their biggest thing today has been going on the counterattack. And, oh, boy, they almost got a beautiful goal and would have been a nail to a coffin in this one. 62nd minute, as Vasquez will get some water there on the touchline. Change coming. And it will be Aaron Bupenza heading off. He had the assist to Acosta's first goal. Again, a beautiful goal, mind you. And you have someone who has been around with FC Cincinnati since their inaugural season in MLS back in 2019, Yuya Kubo, who's actually 3rd in caps, making his 78th today. Tied for 8th when it comes to goals. By the way, Brandon Vasquez on that goal in the 53rd minute. That was his 26th goal for the club. Now that ties him with Brenner for most goals all time for FC Cincinnati in MLS. As this one's picked off, Lucho Acosta going forward. He's playing through towards Kubo, edge of the box. Kubo with the shot deflected, but caught by Calendar. Excuse me. And again, you figure you got the Bailey bouncing in the back. You got possession going in your favor. You got the substitutions like Kubo coming off the bench. All energy is in favor of the orange and blue right now. Lionel Messi, yes, you have gotten your crowds. Yes, you have gotten the fandom. Yes, you have gotten the attention of being in MLS. But this is what MLS has been about. And this is what MLS has always been about. As here comes Ruiz trying to spin away from Woboda. Ruiz trying to find some options. He tries to lay it off there. Back towards Ruiz in the center. He's at the edge of the box, trying to dance through Hagelin and Miazga, but Hagelin will get a touch to clear this out. Throwing for Miami on the far side of the pitch, deep in the attacking third. How about David Ruiz, fresh off checking in? And Lucho Acosta on the other side. Already 2 legit chances for FC Cincinnati. That's the other thing, too. FC Cincinnati has taken every chance, every good golden chance they have gotten today, and have turned it in for a goal. So it's almost like this is what soccer's all about. You get a chance, and you turn it in. 64th minute. More importantly, can they disallow Miami from getting the chances that can really trouble them? Ruiz on the right-hand side, close now. Now in towards Farias, who enters towards the box. Farias, low cross, blocked away there by Miazga and further cleared away there. Out with Kubo. Kubo on the right. Look at his speed. Going up again. Trying to challenge Taylor, who's gone back on defense now. Kubo now hurtling around, and he'll stop there. He looks for options as he just couldn't get any. Barrial first time cross right into the center, and that one's knocked away there by Gomez. Now with Messi right in the center part of the pitch. And now Messi will settle for a while. Middle left, again, about 50, 45 yards out from goal. Messi again, knocking around. Now Jordi Alba again. Alba into some space. Alba trying to flick it back towards Messi. Campana flicks it back, or tried to, as Murphy heads it up, and that's cleared away. Close chances. Here comes FC Cincinnati again. Here comes Kubo. Spinning around, dancing around the ball. Back with Acosta now, who stands in the midfield circle. And back out on the right towards Arias. Arias dashing down the right, going up against Gomez. Spinning around, cutting inside the box. Left-footed layoff there, at least it seemed like it, towards Vasquez. And it looked like it was deflected off of an Inter Miami player. So it will be out for an FC Cincinnati corner kick. And the Bailey can hear it loud. You can I'll turn it up. I'll turn it up at this rate. You can hear the crowd. Again, Cincinnati. You can talk about it all you want. Cincinnati, a city in general. It's been 33 years since that city has seen a title. And again, the Bengals going to the Super Bowl. The Reds vying for playoff spots as Acosta whips us into the box. Hagelund's header will go into the Bailey, well over the crossbar. '66 minutes. And as I was saying earlier, 33 years. You can tell there's a golden age happening in the city of Cincinnati. The Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year. The Reds are starting to vie for playoff spots. They beat the Angels earlier today. They got the second one of a doubleheader. FC Cincinnati, if they can beat them, as a calendar almost played it back towards Kubo, as both of them were right inside Miami's box. Calendar with some dangerous chances. And again, we saw this with Calendar earlier in the League's Cup, especially against Charlotte. Has had some questionable decisions when it comes to building out of the back. Nonetheless, Miami now in the 67th with Alba. Played all the way back with Kritsov, and now Busquets, who checks back. Now with Messi. Messi in the defense, now going towards the attack as he pips it forward. A good chance here as he tries to find Facundo Farias against Arias. And Arias will take down Farias for an Inter Miami free kick. And again, much to the boos. You can tell the tension in the stadium. Again, you can tell the pink jerseys. You can tell the Argentina jerseys that stick out from the orange and blue. Are the Inter Miami fans there? Yes. Is it not as much as many other places? Yes. But the potency is still there. And again, Facundo Farias, the good chance. And now, left-hand side will be, looks like Lionel Messi to take it. Two on the wall. Messi, outswinger and header, and it's in. Just like that, Miami answers, and it's Leonardo Campana. Just like that, Messi with a great delivery in with pace, and Campana off the right side of his head finds it into the right corner, and Miami cuts the lead in half. Could it be the part of a comeback? Again, it's a movie that both teams have seen before in their history. Again, perfection as it is. Pat Noonan talked about this, and he talked about this with Messi, but again, you talk about the ball sent in with Campana in the middle. You can talk about it now. He said, here's the thing, you can do well for 89 minutes, and then all of a sudden, something changes. And then you probably do something that's just spectacular. Again, that's probably on Nick Hagelund for not man-marking correctly, but still, as Acosta goes to the middle right, and maybe momentum now going in favor of the visitors. As it's played the other way, trying to find Ruiz, who makes a dashing run forward. Crunching tackle made by Miazga, as Ruiz will hang close towards the edge of the box in the middle right part of the pitch. Still down. Nonetheless, play continues as Wobedo will slowly dribble this forward. He's assuming that play will be stopped with Ruiz, but nonetheless, Play continues. Acosta playing this forward towards Vasquez. Vasquez chesting it down, taken down by Aviles at the edge of the box. Free kick, FC Cincinnati on the middle right part of the pitch. Tension starting to heat up as Aviles will be booked. Third player is Jean Mota with the yellow card. Jordi Alba, the first one that was booked, as Brandon Vasquez remains down at the edge of the box. How about this? Again, a good transition as we saw earlier, as Vasquez was trying to catch Calendar off his line. It looked like, from that angle, it looks like Vasquez might have gotten away with a handball, too. It grazed off, it looked like the upper part, very close to the shoulder, very joint-based. Again, my mom's a physical therapist, so she would probably know more about that than I would. But again, Tomas Aviles, 70th minute, again, Tata Martino, I think he's trying to argue that there might have been a handball, which, again, he has a valid case, but now it's all on the chance of Acosta. And with that, 70 minutes, 20 minutes plus stoppage time left from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. If we're still tied, we go to extra time. This is a matchup that has seen so many goals over the years. Lucho Acosta stands over the ball. Same goes with Alvaro Barrial and Junior Moreno. 5 players for Inter Miami stand over the wall. About 20 yards out. Whistle will blow. It'll be Barrial to take it near post, and it's a good pawing save by Drake Calendar, who is dashing over, just got his right arm to the ball to knock it away for an FC Cincinnati corner kick. Again, it looked like it was Lucho Acosta to take, and Alvaro Barrial with the left boot almost hooked it in for what would have been a great goal for Cincinnati. Back to the corner flag, back on the near side of the pitch, back with Lucho Acosta. This one swung in low to the box, dribbling the shot. It's in! It's in! Yuya Kubo, fresh off the bench, into the match. Is it offside? Yes, I think it is. It might have been a foul at least. Sergio Santos was the one knocking it around. He was waving the finger towards Kubo saying, no, it's not a goal. Acosta's trying to argue that there was nothing there. And Yuya Kubo as well. Again, I don't know what happened. Maybe a handball. They're trying to argue it as a handball off of Kubo. Again, I don't know if, let's see from this angle. The hand is at his side. But either way, Joseph Dickerson calls it no goal. It is still 2-1 between Cincinnati and Miami. Moreno left off towards Miazga, and Wobedo will send this one, fiery one, back towards Barrial in the middle left as he pips this all the way forward again. FC Cincinnati trying to build out as it was, I believe, couldn't tell who it was. It might have been Acosta who was trying to argue that he was held there. 73rd minute of play, and yeah, this game has now gotten into a NASCAR-style pace. First goal in the 18th minute by Lucho Acosta. Second in the 53rd by Brandon Vasquez. And then Leonardo Campana in the 68th. As Calendar boots this from a 6-yard box out left. And Alba couldn't keep it in play. FC Cincinnati throwing on the right-hand side of the pitch. As Alba will lay it off towards Santi Arias, who will take the throw here. Vasquez dancing around. Arias plays it back towards Hagelin, who will look towards the middle. He plays it towards Wobedo. Wobedo again, knocking it around, and this one plays all the way back towards Miazga, who again boot this forward. All the way back, again it goes. Here comes Messi, the man, the myth, the legend, as he lays it off towards Farias. Farias, edge of the box, blocked away by Miazga. Now towards Taylor. Taylor pips it forward. Can't find Messi as Hagelin heads it away. Still high up in the area as Wobedo heads it back. Taylor's still up in the area as here comes Ruiz. Wobedo, played back. Vasquez. Out with Acosta. Numbers coming forward, including Kubo on the left-hand side. Acosta now plays it through towards Kubo. He's onside for now. Kubo with a shot saved by Calendar, and he'll catch it upon his initial parry. '74th minute. I'm going to have to start taking some breaths when I call these. And again with Busquets. Out with Jordi Alba. Up next, Houston Dynamo versus Real Salt Lake. Winner faces this one. Winner of this one, that is. Busquets with Messi dancing around. Messi trying to play through towards Alba. This one's still dancing around in the box, and that one knocked away by Arias. Dangerous chance there for Cincinnati as Kubo with a sliding tackle on Kritsov. It will be a free kick, or rather, it will be a throw-in for Miami. How about this chance, though, for FC Cincinnati? Lucho Acosta, beautiful run, and now Kubo with the great timing. Just couldn't get it to go. 75th minute, about 15 minutes plus stoppage time left from Cincinnati, Ohio. Can the orange and blue hold on to the lead, or do Miami equalize? Out on the right, Taylor. Taylor looks for options, and now Busquets fresh off the check-in. He will be taken down by Acosta fresh off the turn. He takes the free kick right away. This is back out there. Back with, look like Gomez. Messi, Kritsov. About 30 yards out, 30, 35. Alba, clip forward. Again, trying to find Farias with Messi. Messi dancing around in the middle left part of the box. Now he left it off again towards Alba. Alba's cross headed off by Haglund and out for a Miami throw-in. Even if these players cannot go 120, I don't know if I can go 120. That's what I'll say. So 76 minutes, and it looks like what was seen in the first half, we'll see it again in the second. So just like the players, I'll take a hydration break as well. Again. How about this? 76 minutes of play, by the way. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. Thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday evening here in Phoenix, Wednesday night in Cincinnati. Lucho Acosta started off the scoring in the 18th minute. Brandon Vasquez made it 2-0 for FC Cincinnati in the 53rd before Leo Campana cut the deficit in half to make it 2-1. That's where we stand right now. But what a chance, though. And again, Brandon Vasquez continues to scoring. Been absolutely great when it comes to scoring on the pitch. And again, frustration, especially for that man, Lionel Messi. A lot of chances, a lot of goals, a lot of scoring, and a lot of football. A lot of football still to be played, though, I'll tell you that. Do not underestimate the fact that there are 13 minutes plus stoppage time left, that this game is over. It is not. It is far from over. So we're fresh from the hydration break, and now it looks like there will be some changes being made. There were some boos and now some cheers from the crowd. And they see that Sergio Santos is now on the touchline getting ready to check in. Brandon Vasquez will make way. As it stands right now, his goal gives FC Cincinnati the lead and a ticket to the U.S. Open Cup final, their first final in franchise history. Another change coming, and this time will be for Inter Miami. Diego Gomez will be off. Joseph Martinez now on. So now you have a true attacking forward alongside Leo Campana. Again, the former Atlanta United striker that worked with Tata Martino when they were there. And now you'll see another change. Noah Allen now checking in for Inter Miami. So now Miami at this point, 1, 2, 3. They've used 5 of their subs. 5 of the 7 subs available. Or rather, 5 of the 7 players available. So far, pretty good work. Noah Allen getting the nod today over Benjamin Kramashi, who got a lot of starts in Leagues Cup this year. Really started to find himself in the big moments. Taylor plays it back towards Krzysztof. Krzysztof will send it out towards his fellow back, if you will, for Allen. Gets his first touches of the day. Krzysztof again plays it forward with Ruiz. Ruiz knocking it around, hurdling it around. Back with Krzysztof. Miami once again content to just build out of the back. All they need is a goal here to send this to extra time, as Acosta will clip Ruiz here. Around midfield, free kick. Middle right part of the pitch is where This free kick will be taken, simply laid off to the right for Ruiz and further out right for Taylor. Taylor now looks for some options. Taylor again finds Campana, who tried to get it on the run, fresh off a dummy, didn't work, as Taylor plays it back, all the way back to nobody, as Barrial tries to go on the counterattack, and there's a good collision there. Yellow card given for Christoph. So now if you're Tata Martino too, knowing that you've used 5 substitutions in this match, there is a possibility that you could try to, if you're FC Cincinnati, knowing Jordi Alba, Thomas Aviles, and Sergei Christoph all have yellow cards. Do you want to just attack them? Because at this rate, not only would you be up a goal, but you'd be up a man. 10 minutes plus stoppage time left. Alvaro Barrial took a painful knack there on the left-hand side. I'm going to try to nick this forward. He's trying to put this forward towards their favor, towards the Orange and Blues' favor. 10 minutes or so left. 10 minutes or so left in stoppage time here as Tata Martino looks on for Inter Miami. Again, Inter Miami, fresh off their first ever trophy, which was the Leagues Cup on Saturday, FC Cincinnati has never made it to a final in their history. That is a cup final. This one, long ball sent forward towards Sergio Santos. He'll collect this towards the end line, but in the box. Now he circles out. Double team there on the left-hand side. Last touch there, looks like by Allen. Allen called there, and it'll be thrown again. Acosta, Kubo. Kubo will knock this back with Wobodo in the center of the pitch. Now towards the middle right for Arias. Arias back again as FC Cincinnati goes backward on the ball. Back with Ian Murphy, their center back. And Barrial trying to argue it was the last touched off Taylor. Indeed, it was. And a throw in here. And that might be the best option for FC Cincinnati is Barrial plays it towards Acosta. Acosta and towards Santos. He can't get there in time. Didn't make a slide either. Just running to get it. Couldn't just get the poke out in time either. Close chance as the ball rolls out on the end line for a goal kick. But how about that too? Just fresh off the start, Lucho Acosta and crew coming to play here on this Wednesday night in Cincinnati. Messi pipped out towards the left for Jordi Alba. Those two have had quite a lot of connections today. As it's out again to the left. Left again for Farias. Back with Alba. Alba. David Ruiz. Picks his head up. Lofted over towards the right for Robert Taylor. Taylor again leaves it off. Right foot across in the box. Headed away there. Good work by Hagelin as Martinez was pressuring. Last touched off Barrial as it goes out on the right-hand side for a Miami throw-in. Right-hand side of the pitch with a good chance overall. Tata Martino's trying to get the link away as well. 8 minutes plus stoppage time remaining from Cincinnati. Taylor, Messi. Messi left off towards Alba on the left-hand side. 25 out. Alba crossed in. Campana chested down. Juggling. Shot into the crowd. Trying to go with the spectacular to tie this one up. Oh, my word. That would have been something. 83rd minute. And you can tell something is up in Cincinnati. Again, Jordi Alba. Let's look at this build-up, too. Leonardo Campana starting to get some more spots in open space as this match continues to go along here from Cincinnati. He sends it into the crowd. This is on the opposite side of the Bailey, so not too pressuring for the visitors who have been somewhat rattled at times by the Cincinnati crowd. As Alec Can will boot this all the way towards the right-hand side, back into attacking territory, brought down there on the right-hand side, as it's back with Christoph in the center. Christoph laid act again towards Taylor. Taylor on the right-hand side, right at midfield. Now played back again towards Christoph. Christoph will take some touches forward. Christoph right-footed, lofted forward, and again lofted up towards Hagelin. Kubo with the cut to try to keep possession, and he will. Moreno will take over for a while as he'll lay it back off towards Kubo. And onto the middle left part of the pitch. He'll slow down and try to get numbers forward and into some open spaces. Barrial, long ball in. Acosta trying to juggle around. Acosta juggling around. And now caught again by Callender. Lucho Acosta, the captain for the Orange and Blue, trying to get something. Just couldn't get his second goal. Ruiz. Taylor on the right. Taylor Still offering it around. He's been a guy to go forward at times. Does he do so here? He's actually going to call some guys back in this case. As he lays it off towards Campana. Back with Taylor. And Taylor gives it right back towards Acosta and FC Cincinnati. He lays it off towards Santos. It's a 1-on-2. Santos on the middle left part of the pitch. He can't square it back into the middle as it's cut away there. Taylor left off again for Ruiz. Acosta was pressuring. It's called for the foul and a free kick. 85th minute. And FC Cincinnati up 2-1. My apologies, my voice isn't doing well. I don't know what it is. Meanwhile, Farias taken down in the box. Middle left part, no foul called, says Joseph Dickerson. Wobodo left off towards Moreno. He's got some green grass ahead of him. He'll decide to just map out the process right now. It's smart play as it goes off towards a standing Lucho Acosta. Pat Noonan ready to make 6 changes, by the way. Ray Gaddis, Alves Pato, and Marco Angulo. As Leo Campana called for the foul, free kick, and a yellow card given towards FC Cincinnati and Lucho. Luciano Acosta, also his nickname, Lucho Acosta. Again, 5 minutes plus stoppage time left. This game can't get even more interesting as it is. And Acosta is actually limping right now. Looks like he might have gotten a knock there in his hamstring, at least on that buildup. Now Messi into some space. Messi about 25 yards out, cutting inside. Messi left off, trying to find Alba. That's headed away by Arias outside of the box. Now with Kubo trying to battle down the right-hand side with Farias. Kubo knocking it around. Last touched off. Kubo throwing. And automatically the Cincinnati fans are booing. Alba. Martinez now. Martinez in the middle left part. 30 yards out. Left off again. Knocked off by Kubo. Kubo juggled around. Free kick. And Martinez slams the ball down with some energy and frustration. Again, brought off the bench. So many chances in this game so far. Acosta's telling the crowd, telling his fellow players to calm down. That's what a captain does in this sort of moment. So back again with Pat Noonan. After a clean-shaven Pat Noonan. Telling his players to go forward in the moment. Can with the left boot forward to send this high, trying to find Santos. That's brought down by Alba. Ruiz trying to get around Kubo. He indeed does so as he leaves it off towards Busquets in the center of the pitch. Now towards Messi on the middle right as he crosses midfield. Messi again looking for some options. Plays it back with Ruiz. Can't find a second option as Barrial shoots this high into the air. Ruiz can't get it off the first bounce. Arias gets it off the second, and Busquets will play this back. FC Cincinnati continues to pressure. Acosta trying to say he's called for the foul. Now Ruiz draws the fouls. Kubo will shove him down with the right arm. 88th minute of play, and now we will see the 3 substitutions for FC Cincinnati. Raymond Gaddis, Marco Angulo, and Alves Powell. First off, Lucho Acosta, the captain. Again, what a moment it would be. So he's off. Ian Murphy is off for Alves Powell. Lucho will be off there for Raymond Gaddis. So that one will be a defensive change as Gaddis, known for playing right back, has been playing center back a few times this year. Junior Moreno will be off. Marco Angulo will be on. That will be a like-for-like change for FC Cincinnati. Again, my apologies about my voice. It's been going back and forth. Trying my best. We got 2 minutes plus stoppage time left. Cross the fingers. Match ends then. And now the crowd starts to get angsty. The team going back on defense, trying to pressure, trying to put Miami, send them home back to South Florida. Again, this is a Miami team that I talked about in the history of MLS, the history of this Inter Miami squad, history of MLS this year, and in the history of it. What does it mean if this Miami team does not get 2 titles? What does it mean if this team doesn't get an Open Cup? As Messi goes forward. Messi, some open space. Lofted in. Header! Caught there by Can. Again, a good chance there with Christoph right there in the middle. And Can, who read it perfectly, able to come up with the goods. He'll tell his players to get forward. 70 seconds left. As again, Messi with a lot of room hasn't attempted a shot this entire match. Lionel Messi could have changed here as Allen back out with Alba. Alba in the middle left part, still in the defensive half. As it goes further back with Christoph. Now with Busquets, first time back towards Christoph. Christoph again, middle left part, or rather now the middle left part with Allen. Allen again trying to build out of the back. He's in that spot. Ruiz is in that spot. Farias is in that spot. All young players, all snappy players who have a chance to go forward. Can they go forward? Will they go forward? More importantly, can they get that equalizer? 30 seconds left in regulation, and then we have stoppage time ahead. Allen left off towards Alba. Alba dancing around. Left off again towards Ruiz, who plays it towards Messi. Messi again, picked up by Wobedo. Skipping around towards the center of the pitch. Barrial tried leaving it off towards Santos. Didn't work. Wobedo dancing around in the middle. Legs are flying around, and a yellow card is given towards Inter Miami. Alvaro Barrial, the man taken down. Can't tell who the yellow card was on, but looked like it might have been maybe Sergio Busquets or Facundo Farias, as it looked like at that moment. We are now 90 minutes through this one. 8 minutes of stoppage time left. It was Farias on the ground, yes. So it's Farias who essentially nicked Barrial in the back leg over there. He will now land himself in the book. It's been a feisty day overall if you're an Inter Miami fan, if you're an Inter Miami player. 5 yellow cards today for the side that just won Leagues Cup on Saturday. Alvaro Barrial with a chance to breathe once again and get his footing. It will actually be a free kick towards Miami. Lionel Messi to take this, as Kubo is the one-man wall for Cincinnati. Messi about 40 yards out. Sends us high into the box. That one headed out by Gaddis back towards Taylor on the right-hand side on the flank. Taylor, Busquets, headed in, headed out. Barrages will continue. Allen dancing around about 35 yards and now out with Busquets, who leaves it off into the center towards Alba. Alba sent forward, can't find Messi, as seen out for another FC Cincinnati goal kick. And once again, another orange and blue player down on the ground might need some help there, cramping up. It's been one of those days for FC Cincinnati. Can they show it down the stretch? 6.5 to 7 minutes left in the stoppage time as of right now. Alvaro Barrial, who was down originally with that chance with Farias, was down there again. The winner of this one will play either Houston Dynamo or Real Salt Lake in what should be a great matchup there. And trying to confirm when the final of that one would be. Again, would be a great final, whatever ends up happening, to be honest with you. So Alec Can with the free kick on the right side, right part of the box in that regards. Now backing towards the middle. Barrial trying to flick it forward. Can't get it towards Santos. It's brought back towards Christoph. Santos able to take it back, using his fresh legs to get the ball back. Edge of the box. Santos crosses it back. A chance saved by Callender. Santi Arias with a battle forward. And his first time shot again denied. Drake Callender with great saves today. And he just came up with a key one there. So the final of this one will be September 27th. If it's FC Cincinnati against Houston, or either way, if it's FC Cincinnati or Inter Miami against Houston, the match will be whoever wins this. If it's RSL who wins later today, it's RSL. Meanwhile, Kubo lifts this high into the box. Numbers forward, by the way, as Busquets will flick this on towards the right-hand side. Slowly rolls out for an FC Cincinnati throw-in. 5 minutes or so left. Pat Noonan's trying to say, stop saying that it's their ball. FC Cincinnati and Joseph Dickerson are trying to say that. I don't know what's going on here. Noah Allen, Robert Taylor think that it's a Miami throw. Either way, back with Cincinnati. Gaddis on the ball. Going down as Barrial, no foul called. Back with Miami as Taylor looks to knock it around. Busquets plays it back towards the middle for Ruiz. Ruiz back into the center for Allen. Allen for Alba. And Alba out towards middle right for Taylor. Taylor for Busquets, and the passing continues if it will. Yes, it will. Here's Christoph, and the build-up continues. Build-up continues there. The FCC chants continue at TQL Stadium. This one licked on again, trying to find his man as it's Martinez taken down at the edge of the box. No foul called, flicked up by Wobedo. Back with Santos as it's out towards the right. Kubo knocked out with Arias. Angulo can't get there in time. It's back towards Arias. It's a 3-on-1 as Angulo takes responsibility of the ball. Angulo is caught there with Allen with a good track back as he will send this forward for Miami. Alba with the flick towards the right, and here comes Ruiz the other way. Wobedo into the center. Barrial played through Santos, and maybe it's a time for Cincinnati to hold on to this ball like it's their own child. Gaddis into the center for Angulo, flicked on. Santos taken down into the box. No foul called, says Joseph Dickerson. Ruiz, Alba, Farias into the center, and now it's Messi. Messi looking towards his left. He'll continue hurtling forward. Lionel Messi still on the ball, cut away by Arias. And Arias now will pip forward, trying to knock it back, and that's knocked away by Christoph. Crowd is starting to get forward as Miami gets forward. Alba on the left, able to continue his pace, now up towards Farias. Farias, long ball sent in. Taylor was the target on the back post as Gaddis heads us out on the end line. Corner kick, Miami. And once again, Lionel Messi with another chance to shine if it happens right now. 2.5 minutes or 3 or so minutes left in the stoppage time period. Lionel Messi from the near side of the pitch. Cincinnati once again waits if they can get it. Messi in swinger into the box. Back post headed away there. Good work there by, looks like, Arias. Back out, Farias. Alba, 25 out. Headed back in, headed back out. Now again, Taylor back with Messi now. Messi with another redirect in. That one's headed up by Miazga. Gaddis with the header down as a collision between him and Messi. Play continues as Gaddis remains on the ground. His players will help him up as here comes Santos. He's got Wobedo going forward, and Santos can't play the perfect ball. That could have been a chance there for Cincinnati, but it's back with Callender in Miami. Callender laid off again. Laid off again. Christoph Farias. About 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes left in stoppage time. Busquets, Farias, Angulo, and Wobedo combining on the tackle, but it will be a free kick for Miami. Tension continues to rise as Miami continues to rise. Alba back with Messi on the middle left part of the pitch. 30 yards out, swung in, Campana header, and it's in. With just bare minutes deep in stoppage time, Miami knocks it up. And it's Leo Campana with his second goal of the day. 2-2 the scoreline here from Cincinnati. Messi with a great combo. Campana with a great header down. And the few Inter Miami / Lionel Messi fans from Cincinnati celebrate. As it stands right now, this match is going to extra time. And you talked about it before. Was Lionel Messi going to get in on the action? You saw it right there, folks. A great ball in, a great header down by Campana. Sending Alec Can in the wrong direction. Tied 2-2. And once again, the ghosts of U.S. Open Cup past haunt FC Cincinnati. It happened in 2017. It happened in 2023. As it looks like Campana and crew will get some water here. 8 minutes through stoppage time. You can talk about all you want, but this Inter Miami team can come back when it matters. Well, looks like we got extra football in our hands, folks. I don't know. Messi will talk it over with Joseph Martinez. They're talking right now. I think Joseph Dickerson's trying to see if Campana was off onside, and indeed he was. So very few moments left in stoppage time, and in the dying embers, it was Leo Campana with the goal. Angulo. Hagland haggling with the long ball forward. Is this FC Cincinnati's chance to shine? Kubo cutting outside. Kubo with a shot from distance, and that sails well into the Bailey. And with that, Joseph Dixon blows the whistle. We are headed to extra time here in Cincinnati. Again, goals throughout. One in the first by Lucho Acosta in the 18th minute. Brandon Vasquez with the second in the 53rd. Leo Campana with the next two. One in the 68th, and then in the 7th or 8th minute of stoppage time to tie it up at 2 apiece. I'll take a quick break. I'll catch my breath, and then we'll be back for stoppage time in just a few moments. So after 90 minutes, we do not have a winner. 2-2 between FC Cincinnati and Inter Miami. Hello, everyone. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. Yes, I have got my voice back. This is your credit. You can always credit H2O when it matters the most. Glad that you could tune in on this Wednesday evening, starting to go Wednesday night here. And the biggest question for FC Cincinnati after allowing the last 2 goals is what can you do with the guys who are on the pitch right now? You think about it. Brandon Vasquez is off. Aaron Bupenza is off. Lucho Acosta is off. Even your back line looks a little bit jaded right now, knowing you have Raymond Gaddis, who could slide in at center back, Alvis Powell, who could probably go forward. But now the fact that you could have maybe Powell as a midfielder, Marco Angulo there, it would lead to a very interesting change. And now, again, Pat Noonan has gone to 5 changes overall. Same as the case for Tata Martino. So as it stands, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe both teams do have 1 extra substitution going in extra time. Tata Martino will decide to use it now, and will be a curtain call for Leo Campana that got Inter Miami back in the game, and it will be Benjamin Krumashki coming in. who got so many good starts, valuable experience in the U.S. Open Cup. He will check in for Inter Miami. FC Cincinnati will decide not to go with that extra substitution for now. So with that, Alvaro Barrial will kick it back, and with that, we are back underway. So again, Alvaro Barrial's got experience playing attacking midfielder, so it looks like he will be playing up the pitch. Ray Gaddis will slide in at that left-hand spot, and looks like Alves Powell and Santi Arias. Looks like it might be either one of those two. It's going to be Gaddis for now. So Raymond Gaddis taking the ball, 50 yards, 40 yards out actually, as here's Wobodo. Wobodo playing it back towards Miazga in the center part of the pitch. Miazga will play it directly back towards Alec Can. Can back out towards Raymond Gaddis. Gaddis with some space, left-hand side, closing towards the center part of the pitch. Left off again towards Hagelin. Hagelin left off towards Kubo. Kubo again towards Arias. Arias trying to split the defense with Kremashki and Alba, and Kremashki is called for the foul there on the Paraguayan. Yeah, pardon me, Santi Arias from Colombia. We do have one Paraguayan. It was Diego Gomez, who's playing for Inter Miami earlier today. But as I mentioned before, extra time, 30 minutes of extra time, 2 15-minute periods with a little intermission in between. Kubo, left off again, picked off there by Noah Allen. David Ruiz, out towards the right for Robert Taylor, who plays it back towards Sergei Kristov, the Ukrainian. Back again with Jordi Alba, back in the defensive half, left center, and now further left center for Kremashki. And into the center again for Noah Allen. He checked in a little while ago earlier. And again, a good chance down the side. As I mentioned before, FC Cincinnati trying to do the unthinkable. Miami trying to do the same. And Alvaro Barrial scored a good goal against in Pittsburgh Riverhounds that got FC Cincinnati to the spot. And then it was also Santi Arias that got the insurance goal in that match. And so many good chances down the side for that. And again, you can talk about FC Cincinnati's play, but all momentum is now in Miami's favor. And the craziest thing about it is Lionel Messi only has an assist in this one. As he's back with Alba now. Left center, now on the left flank, towards Farias. Facundo Farias, left off towards Alba, thought about the cross. Now he readies for the cross, and this one will actually go into the stands. Might have been more of a shot, now you think about it, as it's out with a goal kick. I should also mention extra time, no golden goal. No golden goal in extra time. So we will play the full 30 minutes. Clip forward all the way back towards Jordi Alba. Taken there by Benjamin Kremashki. Playing it through towards Joseph Martinez in the box. And it's in the net. Goal for Inter Miami. A great chance there by Benjamin Kremashki as he played it through a great seam over towards Joseph Martinez on the middle right. And once again in the U.S. Open Cup, FC Cincinnati is stunned. The comeback is complete for Miami. How the tables have turned once again. First off, it's just a simple playback by Miazga, and it was just all the way played back towards Alba. Kremashki, again, just played it through, and that's very similar to a Lionel Messi type pass, though. I have to say that for Inter Miami. That is a very Lionel Messi-coded pass. And Joseph Martinez, fresh off the bench, MVP in the MLS in 2018, shows up, nutmegging Alec Can and making this a 3-2 game. So now it's really FC Cincinnati's favor now. They're in real trouble. And the same question that barreled them in 2017 barrels them now. Wobodo back with Gaddis, now with Angulo. Messi picks it off, given back, all the way back towards Facundo Farias, who tries to battle forward. Wobodo, he's spinning around just like a dog trying to chase his tail as he goes down for a free kick. That might have been the best tecker I've seen all day. But 95th minute, about 10 minutes plus a little stoppage time left in this first period as Barrial flicks it back towards Kubo. Kubo down the right-hand side. He's got options there as Kubo crosses it in. That one's cleared away there from a tracking Sergei Krzysztof out for an FC Cincinnati corner kick. Could things change here? Let's see. You never know, right? You talk about Dallas and Miami. We saw some things happen in that match too. That was quite crazy. Yuya Kubo to take this from the right corner flag for Cincinnati. 96th minute, Kubo sends us high into the box, back post. Hagelin hands it up, and either way, a foul's called. 96th minute, and again, you look at the guys with experience. Yes, they may not be in the right spot, but they've got experience overall. You look at Yuya Kubo, third caps. Nick Hagelin, 95 for FC Cincinnati. That's first overall. He's actually tied 10th for goals with 3, and he's a center back, mind you. So, fun fact there. Alvaro Barrial, fourth with 74. He's been with the team since 2019 as well. A lot of key players, a lot of key chances. And what has been a key match for Cincinnati trying to make their first Open Cup, or really just Cup final in general. Miami, fresh off winning Leagues Cup, trying to get back to a final. It would be on September 27th. That would be a Wednesday, but it should be a fun game should it happen. Look at the stats today. FC Cincinnati leading 14 shots, 7 of them on target. Miami with 10 and 5, but Miami's been more lucky. Dre Callender's made some great saves, though. I will say that. As here's Benjamin Krzyzewski. Martinez, back again, Krzysztof and Allen. You've got Santos and Barrial. Essentially, they're your 2 strikers right now for Cincinnati. Barrial, again, playing kind of that left wing back position all year long. But, again, the personnel does not match up for the orange and blue right now. As here's Ruiz. Ruiz knocking it around. Farias on the right-hand side now. Towards midfield, but still in the defensive half. Messi. He'll just tap it back. Taylor all the way back towards Krzysztof, who settles and now lofts it over towards the left-hand side. Still in the defensive half as Alba tried playing it a knock there, and now the ball will go over towards Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski up against Arias. Arias wins it back, trying to dribble it through. Santos left towards Arias again. Kubo going forward. Arias continues his run as Kubo goes towards Barrial, edge of the box. Now Santos down to Gaddis on the left-hand side. Deflected cross and caught by Callender. Much to the approval of the Inter Miami and Messi fans in attendance. 9.5 minutes of this first period, if you will, of stop time. And again, you can feel it. FC Cincinnati, even despite all the chances, despite not having the personnel. I mean, your big 3 are off the pitch right now. They were all subbed off, presuming that they would keep this. And now all of a sudden, they've got to come back and win this. Callender to boot this high forward. Gaddis with the head down. Can FC Cincinnati get it back? Yes. Barrial now to Wobodo in the midfield. Middle right now for Arias, about 35 yards out, or 30 yards out rather, I should say. As it's now back with Krzyzewski. Now Arias again, right wing, crossed into the box. That one's headed away. Good work there by Krzysztof, and that will be headed back by Busquets towards Callender. Again for Alba. Jordi Alba. Arias can't slide tackle as it's Busquets again. Busquets in the center. Back with Alba is also in the center, weirdly enough. As that with Krzysztof on the right-hand side. Martinez back with Ruiz. Miami has found a lot of open opportunities with these spots. Krzyzewski with the assist, and it was Martinez with the goal. That's what it seems like. That's what it sounds like right now. And FC Cincinnati, fun fact, by the way, FC Cincinnati has not lost in their home building this year. It could change now. As here's Kubo, lifted out towards Gaddis. Gaddis with some space, lifted forward, and again, can't find Barrial. Luckily, Arias will be there to track on the right-hand side on the flank. Up against Alba, Arias cleared away. Seems too predictable right now for Cincinnati, but they've got that extra substitution because it's extra time if they want to do so. Here's Kubo dancing around. Kubo, 20 yards out, picked off and knocked forward by Taylor. Now again, maybe Powell's chance to go forward. Powell dancing a big touch there, trying to steer it back through Calendar. And Calendar off his line to try to collect it either way. Joseph Dickerson is going to say that Alvis Powell touched it last, so it will be a goal kick. But nonetheless, what a barreling chance there for Alvis Powell, the fullback. 100 minutes through this match, 10 of them in stoppage time. Miami up 3-2. FC Cincinnati scored the first 2. Inter Miami scored the next 3. Matt Miazga able to shield it off from Joseph Martinez as it's back again, about 30 yards away from FC Cincinnati's goal as Miazga looks forward to try to get this forward. A few taps of the ball as Martinez stands a little away. He leaves it off towards Hagelin, who plays it towards Wobodeau. And skedaddle back towards Miazga. Powell, a good check by Angulo. About 5 minutes or so left in this stoppage time period for Cincinnati if they decide to go that way, as Alec Can will get recollection of the ball. He'll also play the same way. You've got Facundo Farias and Joseph Martinez essentially playing your forwards, if you will, or more Joseph Martinez playing up top and there, and Lionel Messi trying to find any space he can in any given moment. Again, he's the greatest player in the world. He's not going to be off the pitch. Let's be honest. He's not going to be off the pitch. Alba on the left-hand side. Arias with the pickoff. Back again with Barrial. And then once again with Wobodeau. Wobodeau left off towards Kubo, dancing around, spinning around there. And with Wobodeau again on the middle right. 35 yards out. FC Cincinnati in need of an equalizer if they want to keep their U.S. Open Cup hopes alive. Gaddis into some space. Gaddis towards Kubo. Kubo again. Miami keeping a great line defensively, as with Arias who cuts inside. Right-footed, leave off towards Wobodeau, and left off towards Hagelin on the right. First time cross in, caught again by Calendar. Again, so many chances down the side there. Hold on. The Instagram live is ending. I can only do a live for apparently an hour or something. I don't know, at least my account. Nonetheless, on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Wednesday night football, and oh boy, it has been something. If you're a Miami fan or a neutral, you love it. If you're a Cincinnati fan, not so much. Here's Powell motoring forward. Can he get something on the ball? Powell still going on the left. Powell to Santos, and he can't get a touch on the ball again. Arias can't see it on the right-hand side. Throwing for Miami deep in the defensive third. But the chances keep on coming for Cincinnati. They just need a guy to get a peg on the ball. Again, hurdle, forward. It's been that kind of day for Inter Miami. It's been that kind of day for Cincinnati. Oh, boy. Back again. Arias on the right, left towards Wobodeau, and back again towards Hagelin. About 2 minutes or so left in this first half period of stoppage time. I'll just leave Instagram be until we get that suited up again. Hagelin again. Knocking it around. Kubo now in the middle right part of the pitch. Middle left for Barrial. He's got space. He takes it from distance, but sends it into the crowd. It did get a deflection, though, and Barrial's happy about it. Corner kick coming up for FC Cincinnati. I should also mention, too, if FC Cincinnati wants to bring in an extra attack, you got Yuya Kubo, who's playing farther back now. Sergio Santos. You got Dominic Baggi off the bench, possibly. You could try bringing him on. As of right now, Kubo will take this from the left corner flag. Fans coming to their feet as he sends us into the box. Header off the crossbar by Arias. What a chance there. Cleared away as Martinez looks to go the other direction. Gaddis will avoid the tackle from the Venezuelan as Angulo takes a turn. What a chance there by Santi Arias. He'll get the chance, or rather it will be Barrial, left-footed, headed away. Back again towards Arias. Edge of the box now on the right flank. Arias inside the box now, left towards Angulo. Rough touch as Angulo deflected away. Hagelin's chance, that one's blocked away. Ref's calling for him. If they're saying it, Kubo's shot deflected away. FC Cincinnati is up in arms, calling for a handball, and right now they have not gotten their plea. Let's take a look at the replay. And Joseph Dickerson's trying to tell everybody to calm down right now. The fans do not like it, and the 11 on the pitch wearing the blue kits don't like it either. Let's take a look at this. Hagelund's shot was it, and it was Jordi Alba who was trying to shield himself. Indeed, it went off his left forearm there. That is a viable check. The question is, was that a natural position? I think this goes to VAR, if possible. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think VAR is in the U.S. Open Cup. So Kubo with the corner sent in, back post again. Hagelund sent down. Powell with the shot up. Angulo going for a chance. He thought about it. Going for glory. It's Barrial sends it back out towards Kubo on the right. He can't keep it in play. Goal kick. 1:05, 15 minutes through this first half stoppage time period, and it looks like it will be ending sometime soon. Either that or we're playing a full 30. So again, Houston Dynamo versus Real Salt Lake. That one's coming up in a while, actually. 6:30 here on the West Coast and 9:30 Eastern. It's about 3 minutes from now. As Drake Callender will send his players forward. About a sold-out crowd, 25,500 in Cincinnati. Most of them not happy right now. End of the first period of extra time, and Miami is up 3-2, courtesy of a Joseph Martinez goal. I'll take a quick break, and we'll be back for the second half of intermission. Can FC Cincinnati equalize the match and keep their hopes alive, or will Miami be heading to their second final in a matter of a few weeks? Welcome back to TQL Stadium. Well, I'm not in TQL Stadium. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. Thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday evening. Going into the night, it is already Wednesday night in Cincinnati. Boy, the Orange and Blue are up 2-0, thinking that they were going to be the one team that would send Lionel Messi and crew home. But other than that, oh boy, Miami storming back, and for the second consecutive time in U.S. Open Cup history, FC Cincinnati has squandered a 2-0 lead in the second half. And the capper was made in extra time, once again. The question being, does FC Cincinnati have it in them to get an equalizer at this point. Out again. There was a change made. Brett Halsey now into the match for FC Cincinnati. Halsey slaloming around, looks for options out towards Gaddis, left flank. A little bit of an option. Youngster and the veteran there, Halsey and Gaddis. As Kubo lays it off, and Gulo with a late flick as Santos was the target there. Alba plays it back with Farias. Farias again, and laid off again. Wobodo. Wobodo with a good cutback. Wobodo still going, trying to feed in towards Santos. That's cleared away. And now chance the other way for Inter Miami. What a goal would mean here. Facundo Farias left off towards Joseph Martinez. Lionel Messi now with the ball. Messi, middle left, trying to hurdle forward. Farias taken down about 30 yards out. Free kick Miami as we're back. Get everything set up. There we go. So Facundo Farias was taken down for the foul there. Jordi Alba will get him scooped up. And with that, we'll be back to play. Jordi Alba to take the free kick. This one about 35 yards out. 3 FC Cincinnati players to the wall, and Alba will leave it off towards David Ruiz, it seems like. Once again, lifted out towards the right-hand side. Miami down 3-2 against FC Cincinnati, and insurance here would be an absolute killer for a team that is FC Cincinnati on top of the Supporter Shield standings and who has yet to lose in their home building this year. Ruiz again. Knocks back Christoph. Sergei Christoph will send this forward towards the right-hand side, back with about 30 yards out. Lionel Messi takes control. Messi trying to fight back. Halsey in defense. Messi down on the right flank. He's going all the way towards the corner. Look at his speed. It is the 108th minute, folks, and Lionel Messi just played like he just came off the bench. Dashing forward, tactical in all of his efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Lionel Messi at his best. That is why that almost every soccer match, including his name in the United States right now, is going for over $100. I think we just saw it. At least I saw it. I don't know about you. Christoph. Back with Calendar. Let's be honest, though. The only person that's getting more attention right now when it comes to ticket sales is Taylor Swift. Let's be honest. Angulo. FC Cincinnati player down. Play continues. Here comes Halsey on the left-hand side. Gaddis on the overlap as Halsey gets close to the box. He's at the edge of it now. Oh, he's dancing around. Ruiz there with the chance. Wobodo. Play back with Hagland in the center. Angulo. Wobodo. Oh, nifty back heel out towards Gaddis. Gaddis, right-footed cross. Header by Santos. He doesn't get enough. He tries to follow up his efforts, but Calendar's able to grab it. You can look at the options. You can look at the chances. Oh, boy. It's coming close to fruition for FC Cincinnati, but it's not coming fully to fruition. And again, Ray Gaddis with options to go forward. As I mentioned before, both teams used all their 5 substitutions in the first half. Then they also got an extra because this went to extra time. Miami, to my knowledge, actually Miami beat a team. Actually, I think it was like Fort Lauderdale, somebody, on penalty kicks. It was early on in the U.S. Open Cup. As Powell will play this back towards Can. Miazga on the middle left with some chance to go forward. Still in the defensive half. Now played towards Gaddis, closer towards midfield. Who will cut back and all the way back towards Miazga. Jamaican connecting there with the American, and now Miazga will connect with Hagland. Wobodo back with Hagland. A lot of American connections. Of course, Wobodo from Nigeria brought onto the squad in 2022. So that is last year for options. Gaddis played back again with Miazga. Miazga turns back towards goal, and he plays it back towards the netminder Alec Can, who stands in his goal around the center part of it. Now again with Hagland. Back again with Can. Can laying it off a few times here and there, and now laid off again towards Miazga on the left-hand side. Miazga played through with Gaddis. Gaddis on the left. Gaddis trying to take a touch around Kremashki. It didn't work. 111th, and now yellow card given. Couldn't tell who it was for. Don't know who received it. Now might be the only thing Joseph Dickerson is. Don't see anything. I'm watching this on Telemundo, by the way. So no indication on what happened, but looked like it might have been Alvis Powell who got yellow carded there. And indeed it might have been, because now the announcements are coming in TQL Stadium and the orange and blue fans are not happy. And how about this too? Like, saves? Pretty good. I mean, Drake Callender's made 5 saves today. On average, Miami only makes 2.5. Pretty good. Clearances, it's been a lot on both sides. Passing accuracy might be the biggest thing, though, for FC Cincinnati, as Callender gets the ball back. Oh, that was dangerously close as he sends it forward, and Hagelin sends it back towards Miami territory. Allen will collect there on the middle left side. Allen looking for some options as Santos presses, as he goes forward, trying to go forward all the way forward, if you will, as played all the way back towards Ken. Farias was the one giving pressure. That's why I was a little bit tricked up as to what exactly happened. Nonetheless, Miazga played out again towards Gaddis. Gaddis will go forward with pace. Attacking at pace, taken down by Martinez. No foul called, says Joseph Dickerson. Again, good work there by Joseph Martinez to track back, but nonetheless, towards the end line now as Miami tries to build out. First with Ruiz and Alba with the high boot forward with Haglund. FC Cincinnati trying to whisk one into the back of the net as Gaddis plays out towards Halsey on the middle left. Halsey into some options. Wobedo clipping it up. Santos with the chest down off the turn. Santos tried for a shot. He's still battling for the ball. Double teamed. Last touch there by Taylor as Santos and Taylor fight for the ball. Who got it last? Santos. Throw in for Miami. It's better than a goal kick, but still throw in. 7.5 minutes plus stoppage time left, and Cincinnati needs a goal to stay in this match. Kramaski cleared out there by Krzysztof. Deep throw in for Cincinnati. Gaddis will take this quick, and he'll play it back towards Wobedo. On the left, back with Miazga towards the middle left. 35 minutes left, and for Cincinnati, when do you start throwing numbers forward? Halsey, edge of the box, driven in low, cleared away, falls towards Kubo. Kubo! And there's the goal when you need it. 114th minute, off the bench, and the third most capped player in FC Cincinnati history ties it at 3 apiece. There you go, folks. There you go. You cannot make this stuff up, folks. And FC Cincinnati with Bupenza, Vasquez, and Acosta on the bench have tied it up. How about this? And that to Brett Halsey, the youngster. How about that? Such a chance. Such a chance when it matters the most. And it's Yuya Kubo, one of the first signings in FC Cincinnati history. Yes, he's been outshadowed for that fourth position. He's had to play different roles like a holding midfielder and a right back, for Pete's sakes. But in the moment it matters, with the water bottles flinging in the Bailey, he shows up. A simple finish as well to get past what is an astounding showing by Drake Callender. Square one is Lionel Messi, and looks like Facu Farias as well. Foul called as Powell able to collect. 115th minute. Do we have one more goal in this match, or are we heading to penalties? Halsey again. Halsey on the left-hand side, now coming towards the middle. He had an option to play towards Kubo again. As here's Wobedo. Back with Gaddis. Santos. Santos on the left. Knocked away. As it stands right now, this game is heading towards penalties. Yuya Kubo in the 114th minute. Tying this up. FC Cincinnati. The Bailey put this out before the match as Miazga sends this in. Santos header caught by Callender. 5 minutes plus stoppage time left from TQL Stadium, and the hosts have just tied it up at 3 apiece. Yuya Kubo. Nuso's Callender with a long throw out on the left towards Jordi Alba. Cut out there by Alvis Powell. Throw in. Inter Miami just had a penalty kick shootout against Nashville that ended out 10-9. Could we be heading there again today? Just a little bit up the I-65 this time. Out again, Noah Allen on the middle left part of the pitch. Towards the middle. Oh, what a cut by Ruiz. Getting past Wobedo and Angulo. Ruiz still going on the ball. Trying to get past Arias as Ruiz shoved down by Arias, and a yellow card is given to FC Cincinnati's right back. Smart play by Arias, but now you've put it in an interesting position because Lionel Messi is on the pitch. 117th minute. Oh, but that switch though, that switch by Facundo Farias to find the space, to cut inside. Could have ripped a shot, knowing the pace he had. Smart foul by Santi Arias, but a little too close for comfort for Alec Canna and FC Cincinnati's goalkeeper. And it looks like Arias will need a breather there. Yellow card is given out. 3-3. Seen this before in a Messi game right here on the Live Reacts. Argentina, France in the Men's World Cup final. Speaking of which, the man wearing the black and white captain's armband, the man who was probably single-handedly turned around Inter Miami squad. FC Cincinnati is going to put 4 men in the wall with Santi Arias. It looked like he was going to be below, but I don't think Pat Noonan and crew are doing that right now. 118th minute, and Lionel Messi is the only player standing over this ball. He deserves to be. Four minutes. Whistle blows. Here he is. Lionel Messi, caught by Can. Read it like a book. Just a simple shuffle of the feet to his left, and he got it. Just like that, Can boots it the other way, trying to find Santos. Santos was knocked away by Allen. Kubo trying to go the other way, didn't work. Got 2 minutes left in this one as Messi finds some space in the middle left. 25 out. Messi again, dribbling around. Farias. Back towards Ruiz. Kremashki knocking around. Back in the middle. Busquets. Kremashki in the middle right. Trying to play towards Ruiz. A fresh truffle press there by Halsey. And here comes Santos the other way. Trying to go there. Santos now in the box. Trying to square it. Can't find Kubo. Was close to the brace there. And again, Kubo bustling speed. Trying to get that past Krzysztof, the Ukrainian. Alba. Struggling it around. Now again, Farias and Busquets will just take the touch. Literally leave it right off towards Farias and back out towards Kremashki on the right. 119th minute as Halsey dribbles it away, crunches it away from Messi. Wobedo trying to pip it away. He's taken down. Free kick for Cincinnati. Smart touch there by Obina Wobedo. Knew the ball was getting away, took the last flick of it before he got the full body collision, and he earns the free kick on the middle left part of the pitch towards midfield. How about that barreling down? Sergio Santos there in the middle. It's a titanic struggle of a match, but boy, has it been offensive. Final minute of playing time. Obina Wobedo. And I should also mention, no penalty kick changes can be made. Both players or both teams have used all their substitutions. Halsey, left-hand side, cutting into the box, and he's going to be called for the foul there on Robert Taylor. Much of the boos of the Bailey, who rattled down. Can do the countdown. 53, 54, 55, 56 as we get a replay of Brett Halsey trying to do that. 120 minutes, and we are headed to penalty kicks here in TQL Stadium. Boy, what a match. I've lost my voice. FC Cincinnati has lost the lead, and now they've equalized it. First, it was Joseph Martinez in what was the 93rd minute that got what was the game-leading goal and the go-ahead. before it was Yuya Kubo in the 114th to tie it up at 3 apiece. And now, FC Cincinnati's whole standpoint, their whole ideal, their whole League's Cup came down to a penalty shootout and lost 5-4. Inter Miami faced Nashville in a penalty shootout in the League's Cup final 4 days ago at Geodis Park that ended 10-9 in favor of Miami. Is there a flip of the script, or will history repeat itself? Quick break, and then we'll be back for what should be a thrilling penalty shootout. "120 minutes through, and now it comes down to simple kicks from a spot that stands 12 yards away from the goal. I'm talking about penalty kicks. It can be the most nerve-wracking thing in all of sports, but it can also be the most rewarding. And now it finds itself at TQL Stadium. FC Cincinnati against Inter Miami in the U.S. Open Cup semifinals. The winner goes on to the final. Will be a coin toss. Teams will be kicking away from the Bailey. That is a big, big thing. We've seen 3 penalty shootouts from TQL Stadium. One was the U.S. men's national team game when they played Canada in the quarterfinals. A very similar situation where United States was down in extra time, just off a Canadian goal. They get the equalizer, and then they win it in penalties. And that, too, was on the opposite side of the pitch, away from the Bailey. Now, the same thing happened against Nashville, and FC Cincinnati lost. The first one was against Sporting Kansas City. That was their first ever Leagues Cup match. Ended out 3-3 at the end of regulation, and then FC Cincinnati won on penalty kicks. Dre Callender, your goalkeeper for Inter Miami. Alec Can, your goalkeeper for FC Cincinnati. Boy, are we in for a good one. It's a penalty shootout, folks. If you're new here, I just want to recap the goals that we've seen. First off, it started off with Luciano Acosta in the 18th minute to make it 1-0. And then Brandon Vasquez doubled the lead for Cincinnati in the 53rd. After that, it was all Inter Miami for a while. Leo Campana with goals in the 68th, and then the 7th minute of stoppage time to send the game to extras. And then it was Joseph Martinez to give Miami the lead before it was Yuya Kubo to tie it up in the 114th minute. Well, folks, it comes down to this. I've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of great things as a Cincinnati sports fan. This might be the most chaotic. Inter Miami in their history in this whole Lionel Messi area has gone 2-2 in penalty shootouts. FC Cincinnati had a penalty shootout earlier this year in the U.S. Open Cup against the New York Red Bulls. They won that 5-3. It will be the orange and blue to kick first here in the shootout. Yuya Kubo, who got the equalizer, steps up against Drake Callender. Here we go. To start off the penalty shootout, Kubo puts it away right in the lower right corner, just out of reach of Drake Callender. And FC Cincinnati starts it off with a point. So now the man who's gotten all the attention, the man who's gotten the ticket prices to raise across the country, Lionel Messi, stepping up to the plate. He converted both of his penalty kicks against both Dallas and Nashville, going up against Alec Can of Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati, again, the former Furman Paladin, if you will. Actually had a stint at FC Cincinnati too. He shakes it around as Messi stares over the ball. Messi steps in and converts. Can fumbled as he goes the wrong way as Messi continues to show his GOAT prowess even in the penalty shootout. 1-1. 1-1. It is 6:53 here in Phoenix. I have a meeting at 8 o'clock, and I got to make a TikTok about this crazy definition of a match. Either way, Santi Arias now checks in. Standing over the ball against Drake Callender. Arias. Run up is good. Shot good as well. Sends Callender the wrong way as Callender shades to his right. FC Cincinnati up 2-1. So now the question is, who gets the other kicks from Miami? And again, this is where in situations like this, where people say, oh, it's the Lionel Messi effect and stuff, which, yes, it is true. Which, by the way, fun fact, for FC Cincinnati, first ever match, Lionel Messi did not score. So good work, FC Cincinnati. Facundo Farias. Boy, it's been a firecracker since coming off the bench. Again, didn't have too many starts. Again, from Argentina, much like Lionel Messi, who took the first penalty kick. Played at Cologne, transferred over to Miami. Big kick for him to try to equalize the shootout. And he slots it away. Can, once again, dove to his right. Or actually, it was Can diving to his right this time. Didn't do it the last time. And Farias, once again, ties it up. Good penalties so far. Good penalties on both sides. So 3-3, 2-2. You have to give credit to the FC Cincinnati fans on that side. They're waving their arms. They're trying to distract. The boos are still raining down, even though Miami has essentially become MLS's team and America's team. Sergio Santos stepping up. He'll be taking this with the left foot. Short run up. Pitter-patter step shot. Right in the top corner. Oh, boy. Callender again. Dove the right way, but couldn't save it. Hot diddly doodle. 3-2. You got the cheers raining down from the FC Cincinnati fans, and you've already got the boos raining down, knowing who else is stepping up for Miami. You know the roof is going to blow off probably there and throughout all of the Queen City if something happens. David Ruiz, again, another substitution, as Alec Can has to get ready. He had to get his gloves back on for a second. Going up against Ruiz. He's put the ball at the front part of the dot. David Ruiz runs up, steps up. Honey fumbles Can again. This time, going right towards the right, last second. Tied 3-3. That's the question, too, in a penalty shootout is, do you want to go to one side or the other? Do you make up your mind before the penalty kick shootout is taken, or do you just decide to go? And in this case, I think Can reacted. I think if he would have reacted on time, that would have been a save. That's the craziest part about it. So it's 3-3 in the penalty shootout, and now you get into the interesting parts. This is where you have to make your shots if you're Cincinnati. Matt Miazga standing over, run up, right in the lower left corner. Callender, once again, guesses incorrectly, and FC Cincinnati restores the lead. par. I'll echo what Andres Cantor and Manuel Sol are saying, because, like, oh boy, what a match this has been. Speaking of which, Joseph Martinez, a guy who's gotten much experience taking penalties, both with Venezuela, both with Atlanta, you name it. He now steps up to take it. He's rolling the ball in his hands right now, and he'll place it there. Another change of the guard. Dre Callender, Miami's goalkeeper, heading off, and Alec Can will now head in between the sticks. And Joseph Martinez, known for being the straight run-up, known for going left. He's also a guy meant to go right. Where does he go here? Martinez shoots. He goes left and again gets Can caught out again. 4-all. And now you're down to the deciding kicks. Sometimes your heart can't take it anymore, folks. That's what's happening with me. Martinez, again, Can thought about going left and then last second saw what was going on there. Let's see what happens. Nick Hagland, the Cincinnati kid. How about this? He talked about it. He said it would be an honor to play Messi in his hometown. 4-all. Hagland steps up and it's saved by Callender. And looks like Callender's got it. It's a save. And you can hear the ravity of cheers and jeers at the same time inside the stadium. Hagland went low. He went low to the right, but not right enough to keep it away from Callender. So now it comes down to Miami. Who's stepping up? This would be to end it and send Cincinnati out of the U.S. Open Cup. What ends up happening? Let's see. Benjamin Kremashki, the youngster, against Can. Kremashki finishes it, and Inter Miami is on to the finals, their second final of this 2023 campaign. Brendan Kremashki, right in the lower right corner, the homegrown kid from Miami, Florida, sends the best team in Cincinnati, the best team in MLS, out of the cup. What a match. And what a disappointment for Cincinnati. But still, the same thing remains. Messi mania and Miami Romania. Messi mania, Miami mania. Remember those two words, folks, because they're taking over MLS. Final score. FC Cincinnati and Miami tied at 3 at the end of 120. Miami wins the penalty shootout 5-4. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. Thanks for tuning in on what is a Wednesday night here. I got to compile stuff. I got an hour to compile stuff. And then I got a meeting afterwards. So that's it. So long. Have a great day. If you're a Cincinnati folk, go ahead and cry yourself to sleep. It's all right. Go get some ice cream from UDF or from Graders. It's all right. We'll regroup the next day. Still got some good chances to get to CONCACAF Champions League and win some titles. But have a great day and stay safe.